going on, everyone? It is episode 104, recorded on Sunday, July 17th, 2022. I'm Drew, and of course, hey, John, I got a joke for you. So, on hearing that her elderly grandfather had just passed away, Katie went straight to her grandparents' house to visit her 95-year-old grandmother to comfort her. When she asked how her grandfather had passed away, her grandmother replied, "Well, he had a heart attack while we were making love on a Sunday morning." Horrified, Katie told her grandmother that people nearly 100 years old having sex would surely be asking for trouble. She replied, "Oh no, my dear. Many years ago, realizing our advanced age, we figured out the best time to do it was when the church bells would start to ring. It was just the right rhythm, nice and slow and even. Nothing too strenuous. Simply in on the ding and out on the dong." She paused, wiped away a tear, and then continued, "If that damned ice cream truck hasn't come along, he'd still be alive."
Workday's over, family time is fun, kids are in bed, and now it's time for the Dad's After Dark Show with your hosts, Drew and John.
On today's show, John, I have a surprise game for you after the amazing Drew challenge.
Woo!
What is a gaming rut, and have we all been there? A new bounty has surfaced. I love it. I love when new bounties happen. And lastly, we are midway through the year of 2022, believe it or not, and we have our first look of games of the year of the first half.
Yes.
John, buddy, how you feeling? How's everything going? What a fun little special we put out this weekend. Just what's going on in life?
Well, I have COVID, so there's that. But the good news is I've been feeling lousy almost all week. Found out I had COVID yesterday, and I actually feel a lot better today than I've felt since, I guess, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday. So,
well, you obviously had it, and whatever the test didn't come up until towards the tail end of it.
Yeah, I tested negative Wednesday morning. I tested positive basically Saturday morning. And to put in perspective of how much of a non-deal it was to me at the time, I was playing Monster Hunter. And Michelle walks up to my door and she's like, "I have some bad news." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I have COVID." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" Because she had been feeling bad for like a short period of time, like just the previous night and that morning. And so I just continued hunting monsters, and I say, "Okay, I'll do another test, and I'll test the kids as soon as they finish this fight."
Of course, what an asshole!
2 years ago, I would have dropped my controller and went, "We're gonna die."
Dead. Yep, the world is coming to an end.
So, yeah, I have COVID, but you can't catch it from me, so we're fine. Here's something I want to talk about, though. Cedric, who is my oldest son, 15 years old, did his driving school classes last week. Ooh. I mean, my gosh. So he hasn't driven a car or anything like that. We haven't taken him to a parking lot or anything, but he did 2 full days of classes learning stuff that honestly I did not know. You know, that new stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. So
they say like hold the, did you learn to hold the wheel at 10 and 2?
Well, yeah, that was what they've always
10 and
said.
2. No, they say now 9 and 3, which is weird. Like, so on the sides, and that is because of airbags.
Well, yeah, you don't want to break your arms and they go back over your head.
Right, it'd be like,
that's what they've always, yeah.
I don't think I would ever adjust my hands because you got to use what's natural and comfortable at this point. But
driving like that, let's be honest.
Well, right, exactly. Michelle actually is a very proper driver.
Good for her.
I do. How do you do it? I do one hand at 12.
I think I'm more of like a one hand at 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just like, you put like the between the thumb and the. It's probably really bad.
But you're holding the bottom of the wheel.
I think so.
I mean, I kind of put one hand on the top of the wheel. Actually, I'll put my wrist on top of the wheel when I'm just driving straight. If cars get next to me, I'll actually get into a more defensive position, but I usually just keep my wrist on the top of the wheel.
Now I'm gonna have to figure it out. That sounds pretty gangster, like the laid back.
Oh, totally.
Wrist on it.
Playing K-pop while I'm going down the street.
K-pop. God. No, but speaking of that, not K-pop, but the cars. It's funny because you got to start thinking about, like, do you have a car lined up for him? Like, or is he going to use yours?
He's going to use mine.
And then it's like, well, if they get a car, where would they park in your driveway? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole. Yeah. You got to start thinking about the logistics of it.
When I was a kid and living at my house with my 3 siblings, I mean, we had a 4-car driveway that we stuffed 5 cars in, and there was like 1 or 2 cars parked in front. Like, what a nightmare. But no, he's gonna just borrow my car. He's not gonna have his own car for a while. My car is low mileage and it's in good shape and all that.
Will you let him get to high school? Like when he's like next year when he's.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna buy a car because like you got to pay a lot. I mean, it's expensive for a kid.
Insurance.
So
yeah.
And my Honda is going to be much better looking and drive better than anything he could like pay thousands of dollars for.
Take yours to school for the day? But then you're at home with maybe nothing.
I think when he gets to be a senior, he might want to. I would let him take it at some point, but not now. He doesn't need to now. It's a distraction, and he can't drive with other people in the car anyway. So even if he went to school, one of us would have to be in the car with him. It doesn't make sense. So it's not a concern for at least next year. There might be some coughing on the podcast tonight. But yeah. And then I also retired from Pikmin Bloom this week.
Is that the one you brush your teeth? Or is that the one?
What was that called? Pokemon Smile?
Oh, that was Pokemon.
I got all the Pokemon in that one. No, Pikmin Bloom came out in October.
That's like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it's like, it's a poor man's Pokemon Go. Honestly, it's more of just a glorified pedometer. There's not a lot of fun to it. You grab fruits, you walk steps to level up, and that's the big enticement to it. It just gets you walking. And I had retired from Pokemon Go, so I had lost some extra motivation to go for walks, and so this was the motivation, and it did work for a while. I mean, I would do some extra walks just to get my Pikmin all leveled up and everything. At this point now, it doesn't motivate me to walk. And it got so annoying. So I hit level 60 last week, and going between levels takes forever, and they make you use flower petals, and they kind of borked them. So I could go for a long, long walk and use like maybe 1 container of flower petals. Now that like all that long walk takes way more flower petals. They go way faster. They're trying to sell you flower petals.
Of course.
And it got you just to a point where it just became too obnoxious to use. So I hit level 60. I was quite proud. And I said, okay, I think I'm done. I deleted the app immediately, and I'm happy with it. It wasn't really fun since like level 20, but
it sounds miserable.
It was pretty miserable. It just sucked up battery and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm done. How about you? How was your week going?
It was okay.
I know
I think I broke my toe Friday, and like,
how did you break your toe?
I wish I had a great story, and I just don't. Like, I was at a cookout Friday. It was at my brother-in-law's. It was on like a patio in the back. It's just I didn't have my sandals on because it was like the pool. There was a pool, and I just got up and I turned to walk, and it's like an old patio, so they must have had like a crack. So like the crack raised that portion of the patio like 3/4 of an inch, and I just didn't know, and I just like my toe stubbed it. Wow. And at first, like, didn't really think anything of it. Like, stubbed my toe. A little bit of blood, it's fine. And then it was just like, oh my God, like it was painful, and it was purple. It turned purple that night. And it's aggravating because I was killing the chubby bracket, and I was like running 3 miles a day, and now it's like can't even walk. Not happy.
You had just started.
I know.
I
didn't really have much this weekend, so I did do a lot of relaxing, a lot of icing, and it already starts to feel a little better. So maybe I'll like walk on the treadmill because running it's tough. You kind of run on your toes.
Yeah. Toes recover pretty easily.
They do.
I mean,
It's probably the best toe to break. It's the one next to my big toe.
Oh yeah, that shit's useless.
So yeah, you did kind of like walk on like either side of your foot, the inside or outside, But
we should do a ranking of the best toes to break. I think that would be number one.
I think it is. I'd say that's up there.
Big toe got to be worst, right? Big toe.
Big toe's worse, and I'd say pinky toe's the second worst.
Pinky would seem to be really obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, because you put pressure on that still.
Right.
Or on a shoe or something. The other really thing I'll mention is we had big conversations on Discord. Thank you for everyone that helped me come to my senses that I'm not just some idiot. I was right. 2 switches, right? I have my OLED, I have my old Switch. And forever, what we've done is we've talked about this in the past. I don't have a family account. My kids don't have their own Nintendo account. So it's just never a need, right? I mean, they're 5 and 8. They never really started playing a lot of Switch until COVID hit. And what was happening is now when I'm on my Switch and I'm browsing sometimes the eShop for my shitty Mages games, I'll see like the Lego games on super sale. So what I do is I buy them, John. Like I buy them before, and I don't even tell him. Because I know he'll play them, but I know he plays like the Star Wars game he's been playing since what, March, April.
Mm-hmm.
He probably we put like 80 hours into it. So I was like, let's just keep playing that. When I see him start getting a little bored, I'll just give him the next one. So I bought this villains Lego game, like just like the Joker's on the front, probably months ago. It was on sale for $8.
Such a villain.
And, I also bought like the Ninjago one, which was like $7. So like I have these already. I bought them and I just didn't download them, but they're all on my account, right? And that's where the problem is I can download them on the other Switch, but anytime he tries to play it, it has to like look onto the internet, which I don't understand. I really don't understand why it's trying to do that.
So I agree it's obnoxious, and like everybody has a different situation. Some people have physical games and it's not an issue. Some people have digital, they have kids, they have multiple Switches, 3 of them, or whatever. The key to the whole point of the system, the reason why it's complicated is they don't want you to buy a bunch of games digitally on your account and then allow people to log in on their Switches with your account. So like, and don't think about family. Think about it like this. Think about it was me. So you give me your credentials, you give Jesse credentials, and then we're all playing the games you bought for free. So that's what they're trying to avoid. So you're looking at it from a family perspective, and it's frustrating for sure, because within the family it should work. But that's kind of the reason why. So if you remember that, then it's easy to know what will work and what won't work.
Correct.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. So if he tries to play the game, I can't play any game while connected to the internet. If I go on airplane mode, I can play into the breach or whatever, but that means I can't play Strikers Online or whatever it might be.
Correct, because the secondary switch, switch goes online. If it doesn't find the primary, it goes, all right, we're okay. If it does find the primary, it's going to say, are you playing a game under your account?
Yeah. So I think I finally figured it out now. Unfortunately, I already bought all these Lego games and I have a backlog of them for him to play, but for the future, I'll just buy it physical, or Amy had an account, so now I'll just buy the games under Amy's account.
Yeah.
And let her, let Evan play on that under Amy's account.
Start with one, make sure it works, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, lesson learned. It's just, I downloaded the game on that Switch, expecting I could still play my Switch handheld while he's on the TV, but it's
no dice.
I'll just have
now
to play
you know why over my shoulder there's a ton of Switch games, just so we can share it with the family.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Of course, with physical, you can only have one copy, so you wouldn't even be able to like finagle it. But yeah. Oh, Nintendo.
That's it.
All right.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Speaking of lessons learned, let's talk about a product that can help you not burn your balls.
Let's not. Yeah, you don't get those dick burns. So if you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer.
It is? Holy crap. Wait, what?
Smooth
I haven't been
Summer.
ready for this.
Nope, me either.
Shit, let me get my Manscaped out.
When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from the pubes to the bum. That's right, this is the summer to keep your balls cool while looking hot with Manscaped. The leader in below-the-belt grooming is making sure we have a ball this summer by giving your pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into smooth sat summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with our code NINDADS, NINDADS. Listen, there's no more beating around the bush, John, at this point. If you haven't bought it, just don't buy it. And continue to buy the products, you know?
Yep.
I still use the ball wipes and the ball deodorant and the foot deodorants, and, you know, you just don't know when sometimes you need them. You get home late from like a cookout and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you're like, I don't feel like taking a shower. Wipe your balls, put some, you know, foot deodorant on, and hop in bed, you know?
Sure.
That's it. Go get it.
It's time to look at the bounty board.
We have a very busy bounty board.
We do.
Well, let's take a look. First of all, this week we gave away a game code for Fire Emblem 3 Hopes.
Woo.
And we just did a little contest, nothing crazy. Just we asked people, just based on our last podcast, who's your favorite Fire Emblem character? Just, you know, quote tweet this and let us know. Or if you haven't played Fire Emblem, let us know like why you want to try this. And we got a bunch of responses.
Ton. Probably like 30?
Bunch of new follows. Yeah, it was like 30, mid-30s, I think it was.
Good.
And the winner was Twitter user Calcu92. Calcu92. So congratulations to Calcu92, who hasn't played a Fire Emblem game, but wanted to play this one. So they get a code for Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. That was fun. We'll probably do more of this in the future, too.
3 Hopes, do you think the Warriors style game introduces people to the Fire Emblem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, for example, me, I love the Warriors games. I mean, I didn't jump on the bandwagon here, but, you know, this is a good opportunity for people that don't really know the Fire Emblem series, that maybe like the hack and slash style, to maybe get a little taste of it.
I mean, there's going to be people that play the Warriors game and then maybe go to 3 Houses. There's going to be people. How many that is, I don't know. It's a totally different genre. I'd find it weird that somebody, I don't know. I mean, I find it weird that somebody would hear of Fire Emblem games and you know, maybe that's their thing, but they don't play them. I mean, if you do turn-based stuff, you play Fire Emblem. But, you know, I could see a more action-oriented game where maybe you don't even know who the characters are, but you play it.
Why do we not have a Mario Warriors game? Think about it. I mean, there's plenty of content.
Yeah, I don't know. I think all of them have been like human based. I don't know. You say like you're gonna knock a bunch of Goombas in the air, like that sort of thing. Or
Goombas, paratroop. I mean, there's millions of enemies.
I have just trouble visualizing it, so I don't know.
Well, you could do a different type of art style.
Where we've seen it with Zelda, and we've seen it with Fire Emblem.
Is that it?
I think that's it on the Nintendo platforms. I think that's it. So, I know.
Anyways,
I don't know.
A little side right there.
I'll talk a little bit more about 3 Hopes later. I finished that up this past week. I have a lot to say about that one. Bounties. We have some finished bounties. Have we announced these bounties? I thought we announced these bounties already. Didn't we announce? We didn't announce them. Okay, we didn't announce. We just had them on the board for a while. Finished bounties. The Beat My Pac-Man score. I'm getting some deja vu, but I'm going to read it anyway.
No, I don't think we did this. It's been 2 weeks.
Okay. The Beat My Pac-Man score was completed. It was basically beating my current high score of 31,120 in Pac-Man Museum Plus. And an informant, one of our big bounty hunters,
remember
took that one.
Remember when I asked you, how do we know how good your score is? And you said, oh, it's good. And then somebody beat it within 24 hours.
Well, I'm not surprised. When you put... I didn't have money on the line when I got that score. I was just dorking around in Pac-Man.
Well, you didn't dork around enough, buddy.
I mean, it wasn't going to be impossible, but when you offer $10 to the informant... He's going for it. I mean, that guy freaking stacked M&Ms for money.
It's a lot of
So-
$10 he's been adding up over the years. He's
I
gonna,
know.
he's going to be our first 100 heir. He might
100
be-
there. He could
he's
be.
He's probably raking in the money.
He's at least halfway there. So congratulations on that one. Beat my score. I won't take it personally.
I will.
The King of Cuphead popped the Ranger achievement. That is to obtain an A rank or higher on all the bosses in Inkwell Isle 4. That's the DLC. And Hambone
that's
Johnny
hard.
got that
That's
one.
not easy.
That is not an easy one. I thought it would be. I got A rank or higher on the original game, but that DLC is hard. And we're going to talk about that. That DLC is hard. Hambone Johnny got it, $10 to him. And then just, was it? Yes, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Be the Best of Turtles. I thought that one was going to be the first one to go down.
Sounds like a song. Be
You had to
the
pop.
best.
Be the Best of Turtles. Probably better than any other one.
Yeah.
Pop the Complete Cast achievement in Shredder's Revenge. That is to get all 7 endings. I think essentially you just replay the last level with all the characters. I think you told me that I was giving it away.
You did. You told everyone how to cheat. Listen,
Bob Cousy got it.
Tuesday. Well done. Well done. What's this pop lingo? Are you adding this in?
I told you, Hambone Johnny uses it, so I'm adopting it.
It sounds dirty, like pop the cherry.
Well, what do you do? Like, because I don't know what the word was. I used to say, like, would you achieve the achievement or do you whatever? But I think what happens is on Xbox, the Xbox logo comes up and then it expands. And I feel like that's where the pop came from.
What, like a bounty, right? Like, what about like if you like a bounty hunter from Star Wars? I think like a bounty, like the Western days. If someone had a bounty out, what would be that? What would be the lingo? Like you
got their
you
head
hit
like
the bounty. Yeah, you hit the bounty.
You bagged.
I don't think it would be like, hey, I popped that bounty.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would say bagging it, right? If you catch somebody, you put them in a bag and you tie them up in a sack, like
Maybe
kidnap
it's
the
a
Santa
straight-
Claus.
Kidnap the Santa Claus. I don't know.
I don't know.
Pop.
I don't love it, but Hambone's so cool, you know. I gotta
I feel
say
like
it
you're
like
using
him.
it cooler than us. We're just saying pop the Ranger. It sounds like you're saying you're popping the Ranger's cherry.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Amazing.
So those
Okay.
3 are done. We
That's
still
it.
have. Do you remember it without looking at the screen? Do you remember the one that's left over?
Of course I do. I mean, it's Star Wars.
How many bricks?
1166.
1136.
Close.
1100. No, you're right. It's 1166. You know it better than me. 1166 Kyber bricks in Skywalker Saga. I don't know if anybody's going to get this, but we're keeping it till the end of the year. End of the year.
And
It's a lot. It takes a lot of time. I don't think anybody can do it. Whatever. But when? I think I've asked this before. But when did it come out? Like February?
No, April or March-ish.
Okay.
Time frame.
I mean, people are working on it. I know there's people that are still playing it, so it's not like nobody's playing this game. It just takes time.
Approved.
All right. There is a new bounty. Bounty alert. This is a fun one. Listen up, everybody. This is a fun one. They're all fun, but this one is a little more analog, if you know what I mean. I'm going to hold up something here for you, Drew. Drew, what is this? What do you see?
That is the NF magazine. We had a guest on the show a while back that
Brett Martin.
wrote for them.
Yeah. Brett Martin was on our show a handful of episodes ago. He's one of the writers.
I think they probably gained 10 to 15 subscriptions after that episode.
God, we should have gotten a taste, right?
I know. We didn't jump on that partnership. Everybody on Discord started shooting pictures of what they ordered from them.
What? I know. And everybody who orders this magazine never regrets it. It's really $5 an issue. That includes the shipping. You got a poster with the magazine, and it's the best bathroom reading material in the world. I still go through old ones.
Do you have a magazine basket?
I do.
You do. Good for you.
Yeah. So here's the bounty. They have something they call the player's poll, and they ask a series of 3 questions, and then they will publish your responses in the magazine. And so I can see here, there's went to the about 10 or so people who've written in with their answers. And yeah, so for every issue, they ask 3 questions. And the next issue, they will publish a select number of answers.
Can I recommend something?
I haven't even said what it is. What is it?
But okay, continue then. I'll leave my recommendation.
Drew, let me finish. Let me finish. I will mute you.
Can you do that?
Can I? I can do it. I can do it. I'm gonna just do it right now.
No,
so
that's not cool.
All right. So here's what you need to do. You need to answer these 3 questions. If you have the magazine, if you have the magazine with the River City Girls on the cover, look at page 6. And the email address is playerspole. Playerspole. That's PLAYERSPOLL at nfmagazine.com. And for the subject line, put Players Poll for issue number 61. And then answer these 3 questions. Here are the questions. I'm going to read them one time. If you need to hear again, just press rewind. Question 1. What is the best 3 game in video game history? Any game with a 3 in its name qualifies. Make your case for why your choice should be the number 1, number 3. Question 2. Splatoon 3 is launching soon, but there's still a lot we don't know about it. What's one new thing it needs to really succeed? And question number 3. If you could wish any new 3 game into existence, which would you pick? Super Mario Galaxy 3, Sonic Adventure 3, Mega Man Legends 3? Why?
Interesting choices.
So answer those 3 questions in the email. If you show up in the next edition that comes out from NF Magazine, we will give you $5 in eShop credit. We don't know how many people win. It could be a bunch. So, we have a small budget here. $5 eShop from us. So you have to, prove to us it's you. Yes, but here's the other thing. We'll figure it out. I mean, if Ibicel shows up, it's got to be him.
Can we make everybody sign their handle the meat?
The meat. Put the word meat in your name.
Imagine if everyone it was like 8 people. The meat.
Meatacell. But in addition, one person who responds to these questions will win from NF Magazine their choice of a Nintendo Switch game with a 3 in its name. So, you might be able to ask for Splatoon 3 or Bayonetta 3 or No More Heroes 3. So you could actually win a game through NF Magazine. And then on top of it, you will definitely win $5 in eShop money. So that is our new bounty.
Wow.
Get to it. I want to see a bunch of names in this magazine. I'm going to respond as well. So you're going to...
I was just thinking, I'm going to respond myself.
See if you can get past John and Drew. It'll be fun, though. What was your question from before?
I don't fucking remember now at this point.
Oh, man.
Probably
fix your furnace, dude.
I did.
All right, that's it for the bounties. I think it's time to go over some monthly Mayhem results, Drew.
Monthly Mayhem. Monthly Mayhem this month was Cuphead, the delicious last course. What do you think about it, John? I mean, you played the game.
I loved it. I loved Cuphead. I was nervous about getting back into it. I was hoping the DLC would be completely different. It would tutorialize. It did none of those things. It was a whole different area.
Yeah.
But they didn't teach you the controls again or anything. So I was really like blind in there. And I was telling you this, I started playing Cuphead. I dropped Cedric off for his Taekwondo class. And I started up the game. I went to the first boss. The first boss I played, because I think you can go in any order.
Yeah.
The first boss was the one where there's like the 3 levels.
Spider?
And the spider goes back and forth, and there's all of this shit.
I started there as well.
I played that guy the entire hour plus.
Oh, jeez.
And when Cedric got back to the car, I was still playing him. But you had just given me advice because I said The third phase of that boss was what was it? The second phase. The Anteater.
Was
yeah. So the first
bee,
phase, they're going across the levels. The second phase was like the record player.
With the bee, the hornet.
And the third phase, I didn't know what to hit. It was like an anteater, and there was like a tongue, and
like a worm on his head under his hat.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. So you had just given me advice to use the gun with the heat-seeking shot. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant, because even if you don't ultimately use it, it will at least show you where you need to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came out, I'm just jumping around the screen and I'm looking at the projectiles, and it's like, oh, it's hitting his tongue, it's hitting the face. I guess it can hit anywhere, really. There's no one place. And I was doing really well, and I ended up dying. And then the second time I did that strategy, I had beaten the boss, and I was like, yes, I did it. And I wasn't looking. And they give you a false ending. Do you remember the false ending on that level?
Oh, that's
There's a flag that drops down and it goes knockout. And I was like, yeah. And I went to go grab my phone and whatever. And the next thing I know, I died because the guy comes out from under the hat and he kills you. He says, oh, you forgot who the real boss here was. I was like, oh my God, they gave you a fake knockout. And then I died. So I had to do it all over again.
That's awesome.
But the game, it was really hard. But I loved it. There were so many clever animations. The airplane spinning, that was a cool one. So many cool ones. And I love the new challenges. The platforming stuff with the candles.
Castle one. Yep.
Yeah. I really love those. Some of them are really hard. That horse
horse one. Yep. You should find the patterns. Yep.
Yeah, and you gave some advice saying there was only like 3 things that he does.
Yeah.
You just have to get good at doing it. It's pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, all the levels, it was brilliantly done. And it even had a good little story. And the final boss, and I loved it. I'm going to go back into it and try to do more completion of it. But I loved it. How about you?
You know, I really enjoyed it. I actually didn't think it was that hard. Don't be wrong. I struggled like everyone does on the bosses. But there was like 1 or 2 bosses that I beat like second or third time. I thought the final boss was a little bit easy. Compared to even some of the other bosses.
You beat him way faster than I did.
Yeah, I beat the final boss way too quick. I think, what's her name? Miss Chalice? I think she was almost like cheat mode because she had the double jump.
She had the double jump, but her jumps were shorter.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing's cheat mode because, you know, they're in the game, right? They're made to, they're balanced in a way. But, well, yeah, the game, like you said, muscle memory comes back fairly quick on the style of the game and how to play it and remembering it. But yeah, they don't teach you a lot of stuff. And there was some stuff like the pink prairies and stuff you had to do. Like, oh man, I forgot I had to do that, or you know. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the playthrough, but it's not a game like I wanted to go back and even replay the bosses or try to get achievements or anything like that. It was fun, you know. We've talked about this a million times. I don't understand games that come out with DLC so much later. It loses that interest. Like I looked back at the old game, had 97% complete. Like if this was the same time, I would have probably kept going. I was like, I would have been into it more.
Right.
But I moved on. But overall, it was fun. It was a good little, kept me busy for a weekend type thing.
Yep. I think it was hard to like go back to right away because all the levels were to me really hard. The first game you can just like, redo the first few bosses that are much easier. And then it kind of gets you addicted into that loop. This one was like, oh my God, I can't deal with it. But totally, I think the parrying, I had forgotten how the parrying worked. And I guess Ms. Chalice has a cheat mode for that because she can dash into the pink.
She can. Yes.
Yeah. But with the other characters, you have to jump and then jump on the pink.
Yep.
But if you look at so if you go to options and controls, it'll help to remind you of the game. And then you'll kind of remember it. But yeah, I forgot about dashing and I forgot about parrying. Yeah, it was great. For $8, totally worth it. Was it worth the wait? It was great. But I mean, it wasn't like, those 3 years were like worth it. It was just a small bit of DLC. It was wonderful. I'm glad it's finally here. Bring Cuphead 2.
So Cuphead Monthly Mayhem, remember, 1 point for every percent complete and 5 points bonus for each achievement. As always, $15 to the winner, $10 to the run up. We had 6 people partake. Let's run through the starting at number 6 down to the winner at number 1. Last place, no other than Zablanc.
Yes.
A for effort, John. A for effort. 38% complete, 4 achievements, 58 points total.
To clarify, the percent complete, I think you had to unlock a hard mode. I don't know if that's related to the graveyard. I wasn't able to figure that out yet.
Oh, I did do the graveyard. I figured that out. The graveyard was another boss, I think. No, I forget.
Oh, really? I got to go back to this game. Don't ruin it. I don't want to know. But yeah, the percentage completion was a little mysterious. So if you really want to know, you can look it up. But yeah, I loved it. I'm going to go back to it. 38 won't be my final number, but it is here.
Yeah, I didn't know how to get higher than that. I mean, I didn't go back to like S ranks or A ranks, so I wonder if the percentage does have something to do with what rank you got.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's definitely related to rank.
I beat every single boss. I did all of the little castle in the sky things, and that's all I got. Anyways, tied in 4th place was myself, Texas Trey. We both had 44% complete, and we had 6 achievements. So we'll have 74 lottery balls each.
Look at you.
3rd place, Matt's Power, 51% with 7 achievements for 86 points. Number 2, 2nd place, Hambone Johnny, 44%, a little bit lower there, but 12 achievements. He went for those. See, that's what I don't understand. He got 6 more achievements done, but no more percentage bump.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. I don't understand it. So he'll have 104 points. But maybe, folks, we need to ask the winner of this monthly Mayhem because they got 94% complete with 13 achievements for 159 points. No other than Mr. Bob Cousy himself.
This is really impressive.
94%. That
crushed the competition.
We got to figure out what he did and how he... I mean, I'm not going back, but I am curious on what bumps the percentage. At first, I thought it was the achievements, but we can tell it's obviously not.
Yeah, I'm honestly floored, man, Kevin.
Well done.
I'm floored. I don't think of you. I'm sorry. I don't think of you as an elite gamer or an expert gamer or whatever. I don't. And that's
about me.
That's why I love him. I mean, like we're like dedicated but casual, talented gamers.
Kevin, I am not shocked at all. I always believed in you. There was never a doubt. No, listen. I've seen this guy's basement. I know. I mean, he's a gamer.
Oh man, he just crushed it. I mean, not even close. When you crush Hambone Johnny by 50%, Hambone Johnny, I actually expect a little more from Hambone Johnny. Obviously.
You know what? I actually expect more as well from Hambone. I'll give you that.
It's disappointing.
So 15. Okay.
No, I was just going to say, Hambone, maybe you didn't deserve to come to Denver and visit us. I'm just going to say that there with this performance. Maybe we have more standards here.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm disappointed in the listeners here. 6 people, 2 of them were us. Where are all you people out there? And you know what? Let's have a little... John, this is a Twitter experiment tomorrow. Let's hear from you guys what you want out of a monthly Mayhem. Like, what's the next game you want a monthly Mayhem on? And we'll run it. We'll do it. But tell us what you want.
Yeah. We know one game.
$15 eShop credit awarded to Mr. Bob Cousy himself. And then what we did, all those lottery balls have went thrown into the pot, and out comes the winning number for $10. Matt's Power.
Wow.
So he was originally 3rd place. So Matt's Power, we'll be reaching out to you with giving you your $10 eShop card. It pays for the DLC, John. It pays for itself.
It did. Both got it paid for. Jesse is now my new random number fairy. I write him to get the random number. So thank you to Jesse. Max, say thank you.
Next thing we want to talk about after we wrap up that Mayhem, Dads After Dark, Strikers Club. Man, I'm loving this game.
You try to make that like your Mayhem, but it really doesn't work out.
Didn't work. I didn't think of something else. Didn't work. What do you think of this, John? A new season approached us on Friday out of nowhere.
Out of fucking nowhere.
So the season was we were in the off season.
Uh-huh.
We're supposed to go through tonight, Sunday night, and then starting Monday, tomorrow, a new season was supposed to start, right? That was the 1 week thing. But no, out of fucking nowhere, we're going to do a weekend season.
Yeah, they gave it was like a 3-day off season and then a 3-day season. That's absurd. It's crazy.
I mean, I didn't hate it.
Why do you think they did that though? You think here's my theory. My theory is they see the analytics, they see the numbers, they know how many people are playing and whatever. And I guarantee you they saw a drop off as the season went on. People were playing right away and just trailed off. So they said, let's just do a 3-day season. 7 days is too long. And it is, because your mindset becomes, oh, it's a 7-day season. I won't play today, but I'll play tomorrow. I have time. With a 3-day
100%.
season, you got to go. So I guess we'll know with season 4, because season 3 is ending. I mean, by the time people hear this, the season's over.
So the big question is, when's the next season start?
I don't know. They might do it again. 3 days off, 3 days on.
I kind of like that. You know what it was? It was getting ridiculous too. Like the top 10 clubs of,
oh my gosh,
how many games they played?
Thousands of games.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I think the top club at the time I looked yesterday had like 2,000 games.
Yeah, I actually played them today.
I saw.
No, there were 600 and like 200, so they had 800 games.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was way more.
Well, they had points, but that's 800 games. That's a lot of fucking time.
That's a lot of time. I mean, you have 800 games and 20 people. What is that? That's like, what's 800?
Yeah, I mean, that's what, 40 games
40 games a person? I guess that's not crazy, but playing 40 games is asking a lot.
I've played more than that.
Getting 20 people is hard to do. Getting 20 active people. So, and there's no way their breakdown was 20 active people with 40 games.
I mean, you probably had at least one person, couple people playing like 100. But listen, we have room in our club. If you guys are interested, I mean, we're very competitive, but also laid back and fun. We're getting ranked every game. We are about to unlock tomorrow. We'll be unlocking Mushroom Hills Tier 3. Probably means absolutely nothing. Maybe we'll get some more field designs or something with it, though. What's our current rank, John? Did you happen to look?
Yeah, current ranking is 94 in the world. We're really good. Again, we are a really good casual team. We don't have more than like 8 or 9 active members. Some of our active members have only played a handful of games.
Some people are too busy playing Monster Hunter. But you know what? You know what I love about our club is that, like, we started off like the first season, we were like, for every 1 win, we had 3 losses.
Yep.
And now we're over 500.
Nice.
We're getting better, and the win-loss percentage is getting a lot better as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The last thing I mentioned is this season was for the weekend bombs only. I kind of liked it. I mean, it sucked, but I kind of liked the difference. A little change of strategy in the gameplay and stuff. It was fun.
It played faster. Like, you really couldn't hold the ball very long because a bomb will just destroy you so fast.
Yeah.
I felt like all the characters were quicker. I'm not sure if there was like some improvements to the game that I had noticed, but the whole game felt faster. Everybody felt faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but I did like it. I was getting ruined. I feel like I kind of switched to a Bowser captain and then 3 speed guys. So I had like Toad, Princess, and Toad, Peach, and Waluigi.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't using your Wario.
Wario's slow.
But in this version, it just felt like speed was better. And I'm not sure if that's like the whole sport is getting that way. Everyone is using, because I used to see a lot of people doing pass, shoot.
Yeah,
that kind of light shot, and I think the game is evolving that way, or it was the bomb thing. Whatever. Yeah. But it was fun. And I'm curious to see when the next season will be. I think it'll be very similar.
Yeah, I mean, even if they did every weekend was the season.
Yeah.
Right, I'm okay with that. So 4 days off, 3 days, 4 days off, 3 days.
Right. Yep. Right. I think it will be.
John, give us an update on the Chubby's bracket.
Chubby's bracket is winding down. Winner of week 7 and week 8 was Bruce Togabat.
Yeah, I played against him.
Both.
He was doing
and
well.
Let me take a look at it now. So we are
almost wrapping up week 9.
we have 9 days left, 2 days left on week 9, and then we have week 10. And the leaderboard, this is crazy. Nick Metzger from Game Pass News has lost 14.3% of his body weight.
That's not pounds.
That's insanity.
Percent.
I think it's about 30 pounds.
He must have beefed up right before the chubby bread. I mean, that's not just like, that's not easy to do.
He got into some bad snacking habits, just like me, like snack. That's what gets
So he was a little overweight, he said.
Yeah, but he did the no carb thing, so like he melted off faster. Bruce Patterson, Togobat. Togobat. Why is his name Togobat? I need to find that. Togobap? I don't know. He lost 10.8%. He's done great. And then Sean Abbott's he's down 8.6%. I was on the heels for third place. Our grand prizes go to first and second place.
Can we rewind to Bruce for a second? Because like Bruce, it's not like, they say, when you weigh a lot, you can lose a lot type thing, right? Like, when Bruce started this contest, he was under 200 pounds.
Right. Yep.
Eddie lost now 11%. Like, that's hard to do.
He's chiseling.
Really just trimming that fat. Yeah.
Well, he's bringing the 6-pack out, man.
He's getting ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Abbott's at 8.6%. I was on his heels, but my COVID week, I haven't counted calories all week. I barely exercise. I just haven't had the energy level. When you have COVID, it's hard to hit the elliptical. So I think Sean's going to take third from me, but I'm still ways behind him. I'm about 2% behind him. Tim, Regis, and then Drew, sixth place.
I've been coming on strong the last couple of weeks. I'm at my lowest right now that I've been.
Doesn't that feel great when you hit like a new low?
I really want to see 170s. I'm so close.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
3 more pounds.
Do you say to Amy and you go, "Hey, do I look better?"
She's recognized it.
She recognized it.
She's recognized it.
Yeah, very nice.
Feels good. I love it. I gotta be honest. Like, it's not like it's like motivating you to the max, but it does do that little bit of motivation. Like, I'm not nervous, but I'm kind of sad to see it go. Like, am I still going to push myself to do it? Do you know what I mean?
If it went forever, everyone would lose motivation. I think it has to be somewhat short.
It does.
But you have to post a picture of you on the scale. And man, you don't want to post a picture, where you're not doing well. So it motivates you. Like, it's just like Weight Watchers. It's like people, like, I'm being held to account by other people, and it does, like, you want to feel that pride. And every morning I look at the standings. I mean, I admin the thing, but like, I look at the standings and you just see how everyone's doing, and some people are having a bad week, having a good week, but everyone's fighting, and we're all chattering and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be sad when it goes in a couple weeks, but it's also really good that it'll go. Try to keep those habits going after, and or for some of us getting back to them, like me.
Yeah.
And but we're going to see about doing this every year. I think we're going to continue that conversation. So we might do a shorter one every January to February. My God. We were talking about doing it after the holidays every year. Because that'll be when people want to drop some weight. That's when the motivations are there.
For me, it'd be like early spring. Like, I want to be, come mid-May or June 1st.
Okay.
Like, for the summer, I want to be.
Oh, that might be a little late though. Yeah, like maybe like.
No, that's what I want to end.
March.
I want to end of those dates.
Okay. Well, I would think
to be over by like May 15th to June 1st. So you got to backtrack that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking like 8 weeks. In sort of the after holidays or after winter, like you said. Time frame. So, but we'll talk about it. We want to make sure we avoid holidays. I think the holidays are always a pain, that sort of thing. But all right, I think that's it. I think it's time to get to some meat, Drew.
The meat.
All right, Drew, we're halfway through the year, and I love talking about game of the year.
Yes,
but I think it's fun to talk about where we are now. We're halfway through. What is your game of the year halfway through the year? So let's start there. I asked you to come up with your top 3 games of the year. And do you want to go first, or I can go first?
Yeah,
what do you want?
I'll go first. Do you have them ranked, or do you have 3 random?
I have them ranked. Why don't you start at 3 and move your way up to the number 1?
I'm going to Shot the World at number 3. And
by the way,
Yes.
But hold on. These are games that came out this year.
Correct, because I had, I played Guardians of the Galaxy early in the year, and I want that to be on my list, but it's not.
I have a separate list. I mean, you can name, but you can name some
we'll
games.
do that at the end of the year. We have separate lists. Anyways.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm going to shut the world, and I'm going to say Mario Strikers Battle League. And let me say why. I don't think people give this game enough credit. And I said it before, so I don't want to repeat myself, but to the point of, this was a soccer game. It always has been a soccer game. So people that don't like soccer games aren't going to like this game. It's simple, right? But if you look at the details of this game from like a soccer point of view, it's well executed, like little tiny stuff. I was watching today, I was playing to somebody after I scored a goal, and they're standing at this, like the midfield to start. Like Luigi's sitting there juggling the soccer ball with his feet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like little details like that.
Yeah.
Like it's cool. It's different. It's a good game. It's smooth. Does it have a ton of content? Maybe not, but I mean, it's a sports game. Do I need it?
And really, the core content is the club stuff and playing online and playing with your team. And I love when like 4 or 5 of us are online at the same time.
Yep.
And we're racking up points and all that. If that wasn't there, I don't think it would have a lasting power for me.
Agreed. I 100% agree, but there's nothing better than like, obviously a lot of guys stay up later than I do. I'm on the East Coast. Like, I wake up in the morning and I see there was a bunch of chat of the guys playing like last night. Like, oh man, this team's struggling. Or what 4 guys do you like using? Like that's community is what makes these games so much fun.
Yeah.
So that's why it made my list.
Okay. Let me do my number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 right now still is Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
Wow.
This came out in January. This is one of the first new games I played this year. I think it was the first new game I played this year. And absolutely loved it. I've talked about it many times. Puzzle game, but just that Shovel Knight color, that Shovel Knight universe, all these unlockable characters, and then you're playing a puzzle game as a character, and all the characters have their own techniques. So you can play, it's like playing Tetris, but you have like 12 different characters, and the game of Tetris is different depending on who you choose. I love it. I love the roguelike nature of it. I absolutely adore it. And I can't wait to get back to it when they do some new content that'll kind of spur me on. But right now it is hanging in there as my number 3 game of the year.
Wow. All right. Good stuff. My number 2 is Nobody Saves the World.
Ooh.
I know we talked about this game, like the last part of it getting kind of dried down and boring and kind of cumbersome with like the mixing of the skills and stuff, but that first 75% of the game is so addicting that you want to unlock and just keep doing the little missions and side missions and discovering new characters. Like, I could not stop thinking about it. I couldn't put it down. My kids liked watching playing. It's so colorful. The world's actually kind of fun to explore, to there's little nooks and crannies and hidden stuff. I thought the game was great. I thought it was a good length. I thought everything about it was a lot of fun. So Nobody Saves the World.
Cool. Yeah, I really did enjoy it too. It kind of ended like a little bit, got a little grindy towards the end.
Yep, agreed.
But yeah, that's a really good game. My number 2 is going to be Elden Ring.
Oh, I thought this was a Nintendo podcast.
I don't hold it to the same standard as some people. Some people just think this game is the most perfect game ever. It is not. It's got problems, but it did some stuff in terms of open world and exploration, just the way they don't hold your hand. It's so easy to make comparisons to Breath of the Wild, because before Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild was the only game that I ever saw, that I ever played, that did this, where there's no dialoguing or anything and you just go. But of course, given, system performance and being able to, they took a lot from Breath of the Wild, make a really beautiful world that really has that hard combat, which is stuff Breath of the Wild didn't do. And it's just a fantastic game. Where it really stinks is when some of these bosses are just completely unfair. They move 40 times faster than you. Your character is pretty stodgy, and that's why this is not my number 1 game of the year. Very stodgy. It doesn't have great battle mechanics. I don't love it. But it is still right now my number 2 game of the year.
All right. I'll never play it, but I would play it. It sounds like my cup of tea. My number 1 so far game of the year.
God, what is it? I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a fantastic game. It just you fall in love with Kirby. It's simple as that. Whether you're a veteran Kirby player or a newcomer,
Newcomer.
It's just it's magical. It's just a fun game, and the exploration of the game, the abilities, the boss fights, the world to explore. It's just all fun. It's all the mouthful modes. Yeah, again, another game the kids love to watch. They actually played it a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
When we weren't around, and co-op mode was well done. The little central hub, they have the boss fight mode that you can go to the Coliseum, from the hub. Little mini games. It's just it's a fantastic game. It was a ton of fun.
Very cool. I'm actually going to start playing it a week from today, so
Good.
I'm very excited.
How did it going?
Oh, fun. Right now, my current number one game of the year has a chance to stick, but I will say that all three of these games have a chance to get wiped off the board.
Same with me.
Is still Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, God.
And it sucks that this game and Elden Ring came out at the same time. I did finish up, and I actually 100%ed Horizon Forbidden West before I played Elden Ring. But the thing that really sets Horizon Forbidden West apart from Elden Ring is the combat. The combat is so rich and strategic, and when you're fighting monsters, every monster has their own sort of strategy, little parts and pieces you can shoot off them, and there's never one thing you can do. You might shoot off cannons off an elephant and then use those cannons to kill the elephant. There's just so much of that, and so you're in the open world, and that's great, but you also combine it with this beautiful combat system that's real time. That's what makes it a lot more fun than Elden Ring, where I found the combat was just survival stuff. Mm-hmm. But I really like the combat here. So Forbidden West right now is my number one game of the year. If I had to guess, though, and I made a little list here of games that I think could dethrone 1, 2, or all 3 of these games. Here's my list. This shows you how back weighted the 2022 is. Here are the games that I think might become my game of the year. Like literally my number one game of the year. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Stray, which comes out in a couple days on PS5. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The Last of Us remake, which comes out September 2nd, I believe. The Quarry, which is a narrative game that looks really good. Bayonetta 3, of course. Splatoon 3. Probably not my game of the year, but I'm sure I'm going to love it. And A Plague Tale Requiem. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
What about Rabbids? You're a big fan of those games.
Oh, you know what? Mario and Rabbids too. Yes, that also could be
3 maybe for you. I know you really liked the first one. Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I think sometimes it comes with those games. Like I really loved it, but it was like more of the same. So it wasn't like that. Like just like Splatoon 3, it won't be my game of the year because I love Splatoon.
It's not new. It's not different. Yeah,
exactly. So, but I think any of these other games could become my game of the year. So it's a very back heavy year. Exciting year.
Absolutely is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was fun. What else do we got? We got a lot of meat this week.
We do have a lot of meat.
Just heaping on top. Did you see the Splatoon OLED model that is coming out August 26th? It comes out a couple weeks before the game. It has, I think for the first time, faded color Joy-Cons with the new Splatoon 3 colors. It's an OLED model. Everything else is the same, but it has the custom backplate and the custom dock. Looks freaking gorgeous.
It looks awesome. It looks so awesome that I was like, oh my God, is there a way I could get this? And then I'm just like, not unless I sell one of my Switches.
Yeah. That's the way it works.
It's just
go, Amy.
Beautiful.
Amy, you want your own Switch?
Well, she has one.
That she has one?
Well, she has, the second one. It's hers and the kids.
Well, yeah, but it's not hers.
No, but when Monkey Island comes out, she'll probably play Monkey Island on that Switch.
On your old OLED, maybe. That's what I'm saying.
I can't.
Amy, you should get an OLED. Yeah, my son wants it. He's a Splatoon freak, and my wife wants it.
You did it too?
And I want it. We all want it. No, we're not going to get 3.
You get 1?
I don't know.
Yes, you will.
I
You need the
can't.
bot. You need the bots, John.
If Cedric gets 1, he's paying for it. He has the money. So he'll just pay for it himself. So if he wants to get it, then that's fine.
And he'll trade in. Does he have a Switch?
He has a Switch Lite, that Pokemon Switch Lite, the original one.
So will he sell that or no?
I mean, it's, you know what? It's a small screen. It's got the regular screen. I mean, it would be a huge upgrade for him. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. There's no way we can get 3. I don't, whatever. But it looks gorgeous. This is the first custom branded Switch since the OLED came out. And I asked you the question, will the next custom Switch be an OLED or be the old model? And this kind of answers it. Like, I think we still might see old model custom Switches.
No,
but we haven't.
I don't think so.
The OLED. Well, remember the OLED is $50 more than a regular Switch.
Correct.
And I think this one is going to be $360.
Yeah, that's odd, huh?
Yeah, but I think it's maybe the cost of making those Joy-Cons. I don't know. Maybe it has a case. It might come with a case. I don't know if it.
Maybe
they would have.
I don't know. Now the Pro controller.
Yes.
You getting this?
I get all the Pro controllers, so yeah, it's much cheaper to buy. It's just one. I'm definitely getting it. If
I'm on the fence. I mean, I have 4 Pro controllers. I just don't know if I need another one.
Once you hit 4, that's sort of like.
I know it's hard to rush.
You have the custom ones, or which 4 do you have?
Nope, 2 black ones and then 2 second market ones that the kids use.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I have all of them. I have the 2 Monster Hunter ones, the Xenoblade, the Smash, the Splatoon. So I just always get them. I don't think it doesn't blow me away because I have the other Splatoon one.
Yep.
I think the other Splatoon one looks.
It wasn't as I agree.
But like, looks great. Interesting that they chose Splatoon 3 for this. And interesting that we're seeing that new hardware because with chip shortages and everything, companies have been hesitant.
They must have huge expectations for Splatoon if they're doing this, and I think the other part of it is we still don't really know a lot about the game.
We don't. We should find out pretty soon though, because we are.
But I mean, at the same time, it could just simply be there's not anything to learn. I mean, it's Splatoon.
They've got something up their sleeve.
I already predicted what I thought.
It may not be what I want, but I mean,
it's some type of battle royale type format. It has to be.
And they haven't talked about like the campaign and stuff, so there's still stuff that we know we don't know.
We know there's the salmon run, right?
We know there's a salmon run and stuff, but there are things we know that they're going to give information on. So
correct.
Cool. We also got a new Kirby game. Obviously, clearly, we're not getting a Nintendo Direct at this point.
Not anytime
we got
soon.
So much news. We got a new Kirby game. It is called Kirby's Dream Buffet.
It is.
First impressions, almost everybody said it's like Kirby Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's clearly not Fall Guys. For one thing, they were showing different modes, and they were showing the one where the Kirbys they were getting weighed. And it's like Fall Guys is a speed contest.
Well, this one is going to be an eating contest, right?
Yeah, some sort of
eating. Go down the mountain.
Right. But speed has to play a part.
Eat the strawberries.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you might get when you finish first, you get 10 extra strawberries, and then second, you get 5. Or, there might be bonuses for when you finish as well.
Right. And they did show some screens that look like puzzle screens that were just single screen.
Yeah, like mini games even too. Though some of them almost look like a Mario Party type style game.
Exactly. So we got a taste.
I mean, what's your overall take on this?
It looked like it would be fun. I mean, when I saw sort of like the obstacle course look to it, I was like, that looks really fun. But like, I don't think we know what this game is. To me, it seemed like free to play sort of thing, but now I'm not so sure. But the one thing we do know, it's going to be digital. eShop only, which suggests it's not going to be a $60 game. It'll probably be like 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever dollar game. But it could be free to play still. I don't know. And they said summer of 2022. So we're already a month into summer. So it'll be out within the next couple of months.
Yeah. It's, I agree with you. I don't, I don't know what to think of this. It didn't look great. I mean, I'm 100% going to play it and try it, but it should be something that falls off very quickly.
And
Very
it could be
quickly.
local only. It looks like it's a 4-player game.
If it's local, no, I've thought somewhere I've read it says single system 1 through 4. I'm looking at it.
I mean, it would be weird for it not to be online. I mean, Nintendo has all the function in place.
Could be a future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
if it's local, I think, that's bad.
That becomes like a party couch up game. But
Yeah.
online is always fun because you play people and you can do rankings, and that makes it more motivational to keep playing.
Correct.
Local is something you enjoy with your family, but if it's not done right, you might only play it one time and that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think we're going to get more information. Maybe we get more information on a direct, but it's really hard to believe that we're going to get a direct because we got information on Bayonetta fucking 3.
Whoa.
I have waited 5 years for this information. It is now in my brain. Brain.
October 28th.
October 28th. The trailer came out. It was a 4-minute trailer. They just dropped it one morning. I woke up. I was in the bathroom and I saw it and I was like, what? It was a great trailer. I don't know if it's just me, but that trailer was awesome.
Did you masturbate to it yet?
I knocked one out and then I watched the trailer again.
Knocked one out again after that.
Right away. But I mean, the trailer looked great. They were showing a lot of the characters from the series. And I think one of the interesting parts besides, I mean, I love that Jean is in it. I love her as a character. So it's got Bayonetta, Jean, it's got the dude with the guns. I forget his name. But we're seeing a lot of multiverse here, and I don't have the story straight. But I don't think we talked about this, but the model for Bayonetta 3, the version of Bayonetta, is actually the same hairstyle as the little girl version of Bayonetta in Bayonetta 1. If you played the first one, there's a manifestation of Bayonetta, a little girl. And so she looks just like that. Some different makeup, but basically the right hair. What we also saw in this trailer was this big bear monster, a cat monster that looks like her stuffy, Cheshire. And then there are other Bayonettas seemingly in here. And that new character, what was the new character's name? The girl with the short hair and the color in it, Viola. She looked like she could be Jean. So we're getting some weird multiverse stuff here, which really sets up kind of some fun, crazy story. The graphics looked great. There was no slowdown or anything going on. Just looks like crazy action. I can't wait. And October 28th is a perfect time. I told you this is a great Halloween game. And we're going to get it. So that's October 28th. And then you're excited for Curse to Golf. Why don't you talk about that one?
Curse to Golf. Yes, we did a release date, 8/18/22. If you don't know what Curse to Golf is, quick little story is this guy's golfing. He's in a big golf tournament. He's in the last hole, and he hits a shot, and something happens, and he dies. And it kills him. He goes to purgatory, and he just stuck there, and he has to play his way out back onto Earth to finish his golf tournament and get his trophy. The cool part about this game, if you ever played the mobile game Stickman Golf, right? It kind of is that 2D side scrolling angle game, and it's an RPG roguelike. So you have to go through different kingdoms, right? There's different themed kingdoms. You have to get on every hole a par or better to move on, or else you know it's like you die. You don't get a par, you go all the way back to the beginning.
Right.
You gotta play through the different levels, and it's fantastic. I'm so pumped for this game. I've been excited for this game for John, what, a year?
You've been talking about it for a while, and listening to you just now, I mean, really hypes me up for this game.
Gonna be awesome.
The details were amazing, and
August 18th. I can't wait. It can't be soon enough.
A month from tomorrow. A month from when you're listening to this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome.
I was surprised at how many people were really excited for this.
Yeah.
They're like, Curse to Golf, we got a date. I was like, oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, I don't know why we didn't get a direct when it seems like there was a lot of news, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel like there was enough news to make one. But it also gives me the feeling like any morning, like tomorrow morning, we might get a drop.
Anything could happen.
Every day is Christmas.
Yes.
All right, talk to us about the Mighty Bowser.
The Mighty Bowser was also dropped over this past week or so. A new Lego. And this thing is magnificent. This is the Lego of all Nintendo fans ever wanted. It's $270. It's quite large. It comes out October 1st. Usually they do pre-orders. Let me look. There's no pre-orders quite yet, but they usually do pre-orders if you're a VIP member, which of course I am. This thing is amazing. It's interactive as well. There's a little handle in the back, which moves his head and also shoots fireballs out of his mouth. I think there's some type of interactive, if you have like the Mario, Luigi, or Princess Peach that's coming out, little interactive Bluetooth Lego. I think it works with this as well in a weird way. This thing's awesome. Now, I did think it was interesting, and maybe I'm overthinking it. The Mighty Bowser. Have you ever heard him be called the Mighty Bowser?
Not that I recall.
Me either. So, two things out of this. One, they're just describing Bowser and they wanted some fun little adjective, right?
Right.
Yeah, Nintendo had to probably approve it. Or two, is the Mighty Bowser, again, some type of name that was supposed to be in some other Mario game? Kind of like what they call the cat Bowser. Something along that lines. Like, was the Mighty Bowser supposed to be like the new Bowser villain? Or I don't know. Might be overthinking it. I just thought it was odd. It jumped out at me right away when they said the Mighty Bowser. But it
should have called it like King of the Koopa.
Exactly, John. Exactly. But also, the Lego and Nintendo both tweeted. They said, that tweet read, "What's 14 feet tall, has 663,000 Brits. Find out at San Diego Comic-Con." So my guess is they're building a 14-foot tall Bowser that they're going to have at Comic-Con to advertise, promote this new Lego.
Didn't Comic-Con start already, or is that this week?
I don't know. Maybe it already. Yeah, I think
it starts Thursday. Yeah.
So we'll see it soon. I mean, I have to assume it's a Bowser, right? Part of this
could be.
We'll see. Something's brewing, but Nintendo retweeted it, so we know it's something Nintendo related.
We will see. Well, guess what? The announcements didn't end there.
It did not.
Cold Stone Creamery brought back it's well, not Mario, but like it's Nintendo ice cream with 3 new cups. There is the Mighty Pink Puff. It's a Kirby inspired creation that has strawberry ice cream, strawberries, mini marshmallows, and caramel.
Not bad.
Superstar Sprinkle Blast is inspired by the Mario Party Superstars game. This creation has cake batter ice cream. I assume that's a reference to like the cake level from Mario Party, right?
Yep.
Cake batter ice cream, yellow cake, blue frosting, and rainbow sprinkles.
Yum.
And then finally, Island Getaway, our Animal Crossing New Horizons creation, has chocolate ice cream, strawberries, banana, and whipped topping. Drew, I went to Cold Stone Creamery last week.
You were probably ecstatic. You were going to get some ice cream, maybe a little cup. What happened?
It is a good news and bad news. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did go. They did not have the cups. I didn't know. We walk in.
There's signage everywhere?
Yeah. We walk in. It's hot as shit in there. Their air conditioner was broken.
Oh, that's not a good place to have no AC.
There was one employee working the counter, and he was really good, by the way, but he was just one employee there. And there was one customer being helped, and there was like 3 air conditioning repairmen. You do not want to walk into an ice cream shop that has a broken air conditioner. You just don't.
It doesn't look good. Not
Yeah. So you can see the signage, stuff on the glass and the signs behind and all that stuff. It's like, oh, it's here. It's cool. And Michelle was talking to the guy, and I wasn't really listening, but they didn't have the cups. They had everything. They didn't have the cups.
But what else was there?
So
Just
I mean,
the decorations, the signs.
they had the signs with like showing what all the cups and ice creams look like, and they have a cake too. There's a Mario Kart cake that they're selling.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't have the cups, so I didn't even know that. So when I'm going through, I'm asking the kids which ones they want. I want to make sure everybody picked at least one.
Of course. No, you can't get that, Sebastian. You have to get the Animal Crossing one.
Right.
Pretty much.
So, but yeah, they didn't have the cup. So we got it anyway, try out the flavors. So when we go again, I can get something different. I got the Animal Crossing one. So it's basically chocolate ice cream with like fruit. And it was really good. The ice cream was a little, the ice cream was a little bit soft because it was hot in there. But I was actually really good, that two I would have gotten the Kirby.
Yes.
Because between my kids and my wife, they got, two of them wanted Animal Crossing, or two of them wanted Animal Crossing, two of them wanted the Mario one.
Okay.
And so I was going to get the Kirby, but then once they didn't have the cups, I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to get the Animal Crossing.
Kirby sounds good.
If I had to suggest it, I would say the Mario one looks kind of like, it was cake batter ice cream with like it had blue frosting on it. And my kids, they mix their ice cream up so it's into a sludge. I don't understand.
Amy does that. I don't get that either. It's like soup.
Yeah, it's great. You don't mix them together.
No, you did a little bit of frosting, a couple sprinkles, a little bit of ice cream.
Yeah. We'll start a rehab.
Yeah.
But I would say I would recommend the Kirby one, because the Kirby one just sounds really good. And the Animal Crossing one, I think the adults might want to skip on the Mario one, but the kids will really like the Mario one. But then again, like I said, the ice cream was all melty, so it was just not the best experience. We're going to go to a different Cold Stone this week, and we're going to ask if they have the cups before we do anything.
So I got to ask, the doc I'm looking at here has these beautiful little emojis. Did you individually put those in?
I can't recall. I don't know.
Did they copy and paste from somewhere?
I think it came from the description. Yeah, I don't think I would have the patience to do that.
Yeah, no, I figured that.
No
it looked nice though. I like it. It has a little color.
And there is an ice cream cake, so you can get it's like a Mario Kart ice cream cake. So if anybody has
for home,
just if you have something like little to celebrate, go grab a Mario Kart cake and bring it home. The kids will love it.
I try to look up where there's one near me. Maybe I'll do that one day. I'll just buy the cake and bring it home.
And the biggest announcement, clearly the biggest one of the whole month, is there is Dicey Dungeon DLC.
Who knew?
Free DLC.
That?
Remember when we were all playing this together? That was fun.
That
Jesse,
game was. I had fun myself.
Yeah, we had a blast playing that, and they put out DLC. Now, there's not a new character; it's a new level for every character. A little disappointing.
Yeah, that's tricky. You didn't learn the characters. I didn't even boot this up. Did you?
I was going to. I did not either.
I don't plan on it.
Yeah. If they would have done, like, I think what you said, if they would have done one new character and 6 levels, I think that would have been way better.
Agreed. I would have done that.
It would have taken them more work. I think it was just less work for them. I honestly, I think they said, hey, how do we sell more of this? And they're like, let's do a little DLC and then we'll advertise it, and people would jump back in and buy it. And it was just way easier. Doing a character is a whole bunch of programming.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't jumped in. Huh. But I was fascinated to see that. I was like, wow.
Me too. I mean, that was a great game. I have no intentions to jumping back in.
It's all done. All right, you got a game for me?
I have a game for you. After you put me through hell on the Drew challenge, it was fun. I embarrassed myself. You embarrassed yourself by me saying Robin and not saying yes. It was a blast. I came up with a game for you. This game is simply called Golf or Porn. I'm going to give you one word or a small phrase, and you have to tell me if that's a golf term.
Oh my God.
Or a porn term.
Oh.
Are you ready for this? I have 20 of them for you. They're
20? Oh my God. All right. I'm good. I'm a sports guy. I don't watch a lot of golf, but I know a lot of golf. What do I got to score? What do I got to score to win?
The question is, how much porn do you know, John?
Shit, I know all the porn.
The difference is this is 50-50 chance. So
Okay.
it's going to be a little bit higher. I'm going to say the goal is 13.
13. All right.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
I'll have to put a little question. I'll put like a X or something if you did it right. All right. First one. Again, this is a term used in porn or on the golf course. Fried egg.
Oh, come on. All right. I'm going to say that is a golf term for when you hit the ball onto like the sidewalk.
It is a golf term, but not the way you described it. It is
Okay.
when the ball goes into a bunker and all you can see is the top of the ball. It's like embedded
In it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. If it was a yellow ball, that would make sense.
Yeah, it's true. Number 2. Rim out.
I know this is a golf term. This is when it spins around and then doesn't go drop down. I actually know it.
You got it.
And when you said you were going to do this, I said, I bet you rim out is on this list because that sounds like a porn term.
Well, if I said rim job, that would have been a little different.
Yes, that's
Okay. Number 3. Mizuno.
and Mizuno is a sports gear brand. Mizuno is a brand. I'm going to say this is a golf term.
Yes, it's a brand. It's a golf
Okay.
brand.
Okay.
It's a trick question. Sounds dirty. All right, 3 for 3. Number 4. Snowman.
You know, at some point you're going to throw porn at me. I mean, it can't be 20 golf ones.
Or could it?
God, but this sounds like porn. Fuck it. I'm going with golf again. It's golf.
It is golf. A snowman is when you get an 8 on a hole because it looks like a snowman.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, number 5. Up and down.
God, this is a golf term again. Golf.
It is. It is a golf term.
Now,
Up and
what is
down
up and down?
Up and down means if you're off the green, you chip it onto the green and then you one putt. So like you chipped it up onto the green and then you went down into the hole.
Okay.
Number 6. Boofin.
Okay. Boofing is porn. I can't remember what it was. We talked about it, but boofing is
Boofing.
porn.
Is when your partner inserts drugs into your body through your anus. It's typically done with fingers, or they could put the drugs on their penis and insert that into your anus.
Wasn't this word from when the Kavanaugh guy was trying to become a Supreme Court justice? I swear to God, I think he wrote that in a yearbook.
Well,
and it actually came up under testimony. That's where I've heard this word before.
The good news story is you are 6 for 6, John.
Oh man, I'm rocking now.
Number 7.
Duff. I am almost 100% sure this is golf. I know I have heard the term and I can't remember what it was. This is golf.
It is golf. Duff is like when you hit the ground and then the ball and it kind of like drizzles, you know, like you kind of duff it. You hit like a little ground ball shot.
Was that term used in Speed Rush?
Oh, maybe.
I feel like it might. I feel like I heard this term recently. So I mean, I know. Yeah, because when you in Speed Rush, you hit the ball, but like part of your shot, God, it's been a while, but like part of your shot is like how much it rolls after it hits the ground. And I swear they actually use the term
spin.
Isn't this it? Okay.
No, duff is like you hit a bad shot. Like you literally just hit it like 2 feet and you duffed it.
Oh. I don't know. I misheard you then. Okay. 7?
Number 8.
Right.
Fluffer.
A fluffer is a person who makes the guy hard before the scene is shot.
Well played.
The fluffer.
Wow, 8 for 8.
Could be a dream job for some people.
It could be. Have you done this before?
Fluffer?
All right, number 9. Festu.
Oh, okay, now it's getting hard. Festu?
Festu.
I don't got a feel either. I don't got a feel for either one. I'm going to say I think that's golf.
It's golf. Fescue is like really tall grass, like 2 feet tall. It's usually like
Oh, like
they
off the
don't cut it,
course.
like kind of on the side of the course. It's like a hazard. Yep, it goes. Yeah, you hit the ball in the fescue.
Is it
Okay.
considered part of the course though, or
Yes,
is it
it's like
okay?
yes, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Like for example, the British Open this last weekend has a lot of fescue. It's the taller grass, usually
Wow.
not watered, so it's usually like thin but really tall.
Wow.
All right,
Sounds
number 10,
tough.
3-jack.
What is it?
3-jack.
3-jack.
Yes.
This is 100% a golf term because it sounds dirty. I'm gonna say it's like you're taking 3 shots to get into the green or something. I don't know.
Close. So 3-jack is if you have 3 putts. Like I 3-jacked the hole. You 3-putted
Okay, so you probably got onto the green on the outside. You get hit one long one. You're still far away. One gets you close. One isn't. I did that in Speed Rush all the time.
Oh yeah, 3-jack is you don't want that. You want to do 1 putts or 2 putts. You don't want to 3-jack it. Okay, number 11.
I'm jacking it.
Doppelbanger.
Doppelbanger. It sounds like doppelganger. I'm gonna say a doppelbanger is like a porn star that looks like a celebrity.
You're too close on these. It is correct. It is porn. It's when you have sex with someone that looks identical to you.
Oh,
Okay. Number 12.
did you see The Boys when Homelander makes the doppelganger guy look like him, and the guy's like gonna like suck his dick, and he's like, "I'm you, so it's not gay."
All right. Here's where I really start to turn. These are just some good ones now. Gonzo.
That's a Muppet.
It is a Muppet.
Oh God, I think the streak's gonna end. I'm gonna say it's a golf term for the ball just went off the course and you can't get it again.
Oh, and here comes your first loss. It's actually a porn term.
Wow.
It's a type of porno in which the camera is acknowledged and often used by the actors to make the viewer feel like they are part of the scene.
Ooh, like VR. It's like first person.
Okay.
You see that
13.
a lot. Yeah.
You did 11 out of 12 right, by the way, so far.
If I lose this, it'll be the choke of the year.
Number 13. Worm burner.
Okay, I think this is a golf term. It has to do something with maybe like the golf ball on the dirt.
It is a golf term. Worm burner is like you hit like a low, hard golf shot.
Oh, and it's like
a worm burner.
pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, kind of. Yep. All right. Number 14.
Yes. Counts.
Water sports.
Water sports. All right, I'm gonna go porn.
It's porn. It's the
What is it?
use of urine for arousal.
Oh my God. So if anybody out there is aroused by urine, can you just like write us and say what's the deal? I'd love to know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
All right, a few more. Number 15. Swing oil.
That's got to be something for your driver. That's a golf term.
It's a golf term. Swing oil is beer.
Oh.
You have a beer. It's like you're oiling up your swing because the more you drink, the looser you get. Swing oil.
Who calls that swing oil?
Hey,
give me some swing oil. All right.
Yeah. All right, number 16.
You drink a lot of swing oil, though, I know.
I do. Hosel rocket.
Hosel rocket. Gotta be a golf term. A weird shot that some golfer named Hosel did.
It is a golf shot. It's when it hits like the bottom of the shaft of the club instead of kind of like the actual club face.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like the bottom of the pole or something.
Yeah. All right. Number 17. Wall to wall.
It's so generic. Golf.
No, that is porn. That is a series of unrelated set scenes with no plot.
Wow.
Number 18. Stiff shaft.
sounds porn. I'm going to say it's a golf term where the golfer is they're not swinging through. They're just going through the motions. Stiff shaft.
A stiff shaft is the actual shaft of a golf club. Can have different stiffnesses. You can have like a regular flats, a stiff flats. You can have a senior flats. It's all extra stiff. You name it, John.
Wow.
It's 30. I like it. All right, number 19. Large cock.
I mean, come on now. Clearly a golf term. You're trying to get me.
Nope, that's just a large penis.
It's right out there in the open.
And the last one.
I took it. Golf.
Stranger on the rocks.
All right. It has to end in a golf term with an interesting story. This is golf. 100%.
It's porn.
Oh, my God.
And I had to make it last because I've never heard of this, and it's quite intriguing.
Stranger on the rocks.
Stranger on
have to do with balls?
Is when you numb your hand in a bucket of ice before masturbating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm willing to try that for science.
Me too. You got 16 out of 20.
Yes.
Well done.
And my favorite Fire Emblem character is Lucina.
All of you out there, homework, Stranger on the Rocks, give it a go.
All right. Good game.
All right.
Glad you knew a golf and porn game. I mean, it's perfect. I should have known.
Can't beat it.
All right. Let's run through some questions. We got a bunch of questions this week.
We do have a bunch.
I love answering questions.
Me too.
First one is from I Am Pasmon. And if that sounds familiar, I don't know how to pronounce it. You're going to have to tell me. That's our booty bracket winner. He won the booty bracket.
Maybe it's Jamaican. I am Pasmon.
I am Pasmon. Will we see a new mainline Mario before Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes.
No. That's it.
That's question.
I feel like we have the Mario game by now. I mean, there's still a chance we could get a Mario game.
It has to be done already. They're waiting for something.
If it depends when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. If Breath of the Wild 2 is
but how far apart was Breath of the Wild and Odyssey? Wasn't that pretty close?
I don't think you can look at it. You can't use that as a barometer. But if Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be holiday, then I think the Mario game might coincide with the Mario movie.
Well, no, it's not going to be holiday. Breath of the Wild's next year. I thought we knew.
Yeah. No, I mean holiday 2023.
Oh, I thought it was spring.
We don't. Did they say spring? They said 2023.
They said early 2023.
Did they?
I thought so. It was originally holiday 2022, and they pushed it back to early 2022.
Yeah. The odds are pretty even on it, but we don't know anything about a Mario game.
We don't.
But we could wake up tomorrow to one.
We could. Who knows? Good question.
All right. Next one's from Bob Cousy. Winner of a bounty, winner of monthly Mayhem. If you could throw a guy's weekend party on the set of any movie or TV show, what would it be? Side note, I'm not coming to your Hobbit party, Drew.
I mean, he took the words out of my mouth.
Well, why don't you clarify? How do you interpret this?
I mean,
like you're partying on the set.
Partying on the set. So, are the actors with you?
I'm gonna say yes.
Real?
I'm gonna say actors are with you. You're on the set, and you and your bros are having a party. So you're hanging out with them. Carrie Fisher's gonna be there in her bikini.
I mean, I feel like this is a trick question when he wants us to say something like Showgirls.
The guy's weekend is the trick there, because I can think of a bunch of movies I would pick, but you're like, guy's weekend? And it's like, well, no.
I mean,
if I had to pick one, I just think, I don't know how much guy's weekend it would be. I mean, when you turn it, I'd invite you. I'd invite Hamble Johnny, who's having a guy's weekend right now. Harry Potter. I just think it would be cool to go party at Hogwarts go get some butterbeer, sing
Are
some
we
songs.
nerds? I mean, you picked Harry Potter and I picked Lord of the Rings. We're just
It's
straight
because those
out
are interesting, thought
it's
out
fantasy.
worlds.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to just go hang out in an everyday world?
Yeah.
I think
So-
we got the question right. Maybe we didn't get it right. Maybe he's like, guys weekend, like he wants us to go on set of like Goodwill Hunting or something weird.
Well, Showgirls.
That's what I said. Showgirls.
Yeah. If it was like something like that, God, I don't
Like,
know. Because I'm thinking of like a fantastical set.
me too. That's what my mind goes to.
I mean, maybe I'd hang out on the set of The Boys.
The Boys would be fun. What's God, why am I drawing a blank? What's the movie with when they go to Vegas?
Oh, yeah, Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just Vegas.
It's just Vegas. I mean, who doesn't want a guys' weekend in Vegas?
Yeah. All right. No,
He's disappointed you, Kuzi. I know. We didn't have anything good.
He didn't want to
Showgirls.
come to the Hobbit party.
He didn't want to. That's not my fault.
That's a big problem. Sean Abbott from Game Pass News writes, if you could have one actor's
Ooh.
voice narrate your life story, who would it be and why? Whoa.
Ooh. Pee Wee
Whoa.
Herman.
Wow, really? You look like Pee Wee Herman.
I look like Pee Wee Herman.
Can you do a Pee Wee Herman impression?
No, can you?
No. I think I used to be able to, but I couldn't do it now with my voice.
Oh, you know who I'd want? I want like Kermit the Frog.
Hey-o.
Yes.
It's
Narrate my life.
easy being Drew.
Yeah, he is going into the shower.
Who would? But when I talk about like a one actor's voice, not like an actor or a voice actor. I think it could be anybody.
What should it be? A chick? Like, do you want a sexy chick?
Well, I mean, we'd pick Sadie, right? Sadie would have to do it.
Oh, Sadie. There has to be Sadie.
It has to be Sadie. Some of my favorite voice actors, and it's usually based on like a couple roles. I like Ashley Birch. I kind of like, she was Chloe in Life is Strange. She does Aloy. I like her voice. I like Mythic Quest. She's on Mythic Quest. I love Mythic Quest. So I like her voice, but I don't know if I would pick her. The girl who does the voice of she is Morgana on Persona 5, and she is I'm forgetting the name, Sothis on Fire Emblem Three Houses. I really liked her as Sothis. It took me a while. I think I was like 40 hours into Persona 5 when I realized she's the voice actress for Morgana. So she'd be cool. I like her voice. But I don't know if any one particular matches like my life.
With Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who I'm going to go with, though? Sean will like this one. Helena Taylor. She's the original voice of Bayonetta. I don't think she's the voice in Bayonetta 3, but I love
fun.
Bayonetta's voice.
Someone narrate in your life.
I want to hear her sassy, accent narrating my life.
The Family Guy episode when Peter gets his own theme song.
I remember that one, but I forget it.
It's just like every time it moves, like da-da-da.
It's such a Family Guy thing. I haven't gotten a chance to. These questions came in late, and I haven't gotten a chance to see them. Max Power, who by the way just won $10 monthly Mayhem. What's the best vacation you've ever taken?
Ooh.
Huh.
I did a good one. Right before Amy and I had kids, it was at our second honeymoon. It was our first honeymoon. We went down to the Dominican. The second honeymoon, we went to California. We went to the West Coast all the way down to San Diego. We rented a Mustang convertible, and we did everything there's physically to do in California. We went to the San Diego Zoo. We did SeaWorld. We went to downtown San Diego, the Gaslamp District, and then we started driving up the coast on Pacific Coast Highway with the top down, just living the life. We did, we stopped in Monterey Bay, did the aquarium. We went to Santa Monica Pier and ate dinner. We went to Disneyland. We did Medieval Times. We did Knott's Berry's Farms. We did Hertz Castle. We did, We did. What else did we do up there? We did. We went to San Francisco. Oh, we went to Disneyland, obviously. We went to Universal Studios. We did the Universal Studios tour, the actual movie tour.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yep. We had Rodeo Drive. We went up to San Francisco. We did Alcatraz, World's Crooked Street, Chinatown.
Jeez. How long
Golden
was this
Gate
trip?
Bridge. It was like 12 days.
Wow.
We went further north to Sonoma Valley, and we did wine tasting at a high-end winery, a middle winery, and then like a little mom and pop type hole-in-the-wall winery.
What is a middle winery?
But it was just like an average, probably like, $60 to $70, just like, middle tier winery, I guess you could say, versus a high end one, which is like this $10 million home that overlooks its wine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't do wine, so I don't know. But like, I know what you're saying. You're like,
yeah, it was just like we tried to do like one in each category, I guess you could say.
Wow.
It was a trip of a lifetime. It really was.
Wow. I can't follow that up. That's impossible.
Well, I want to give you time to think.
I don't think that I've had my best vacation. I've
yet
some of my exactly. I love our road trips. Road trip into California is so great. You go from like the middle of the country, Denver, to California. There's like the roads are mostly empty. There's very little like metro areas between here and Disneyland where we usually go. But we've done some other trips to California. That's fun. We've road trip to New York. Takes a lot longer. Cool. I like some of the amenities along the way. We don't usually stop, but I just love doing the road trips, playing some music, talking to family, playing some games, reading some stories. Just that, like, that's what I'm into. I'd say like one of the best vacations I took probably was when Michelle and I had started dating, and then we did a trip to go to Mount Rushmore. We were younger and we were not we didn't have a lot of fundage or whatever, and we did a road trip to South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, and then we also went to, I think, Pearl Cave, which is like one of the largest caves in the United States, and that was cool to go down there. I'd never been in a cave before.
That's cool.
And just pitch dark. I mean, just if you think about a cave, you have it in your head what a cave is like, and then when you actually go in a cave, it's kind of wild because it's not too different than what you think it is, but actually experiencing a cave is really weird and unimaginable because it's real. And I definitely want to do that again. So that was good. And then we things happened in the hotels.
I thought you meant in the cave.
Yeah. First time, so that was a good trip. And it was just nice. Michelle and I. So that was a good trip. But I think our best vacation is to come. I think we'd like to go to Europe as the kids get older. We've held off on Europe until they were older and could really enjoy it. So
nice.
Yeah. Good question. All right. Last question from Neoprime33, who has finished Breath of the Wild. I was watching him live last night. Yes.
Good for him.
He streamed his fight with Ganon. I will admit, Tim, there were times I wanted to scream at you. There was a lot of dialoguing going on. You were talking about cheats that you could use in that, and I was just screaming, just go in there, Tim. Come on, let's go fight him. But he was going to try to use like a glitch. And
did it work?
Like, just go fight him. It's not that hard, And no, he tried to do it, but like he had not even like faced Ganon, so we didn't even know where he was supposed to do the glitch. The thing about the Ganon fight is it's hard. But you can go in there with like 30 fill my health, meals, and you can literally use them when you're being knocked in the air. So it's really like, even though it's a hard fight, it's almost impossible to die if you go in prepared with food. So
yeah, agreed.
And he had a tough time, just like I did. I fought him for a long time too, but you just have so much leeway with all those meals. So yeah, he finished it. So what's his question? Excuse me. Where would you want to live, vacation, or avoid? Nintendo edition. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. So live, vacation, avoid.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Your own island from Tom Nook, Woohoo Island, or Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Koholint Island.
Okay. Which Woohoo is that from? Sports?
That is like Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, Wii Sports Resort.
Huh.
Okay. Good question. Great question. I'll go first.
Okay.
I am going to live on Koholint Island from Blink's Awakening because I love that game so much.
Okay. Big egg on the volcano.
Yep. I'm going to obviously vacation to Woohoo Island, and I'll avoid Tom Nook at all costs.
Love it.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely not the, I just want to live on a desert island. I like activities. So I would say I would live on Woohoo Island.
Okay.
Things to do, stay active, whatever. And I used to play that, I think it was Wii Fit Plus, where did you play that one when you would run? You would run in place and you wave to people and stuff. Like, yeah, I want to live there. I would vacation in Koholint Island to see it, and I can go visit you.
Oh, yes. Nice. Lovely.
Yeah. And then I will avoid my own island from Tom Nook. You can really build those up over time, but it seems like a lot of work. So I'm good. I mean, an island doesn't have much to do. And he's going to
attach the shit out of you. You know that.
I mean, fucking Nook, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not happening. All right. Good question. Let's take a little break.
Great questions.
And talk about what we've been playing.
What we've been playing.
Drew, you excite me. You excite me more this week than you normally excite me. And you are playing Into the Breach. One of my favorite games of all time.
I could be a doppelbanger.
Tell me about it. Tell me.
Into the Breach. I was just looking for a nice, easy game to relax and watch TV, in between the Striker season. Because let's be honest, when you play Strikers, you're not watching TV because you can't pause it. You can't look up. You can't do any of that.
Yep.
So Into the Breach is perfect because, I think you've talked about it enough. It's that roguelite style game. So a run might last 20 minutes or maybe up to 2 hours at most. And it's great because it's turn-based. So that if I just go idle and not push a button mid-turn because I get distracted by TV, it's okay. I'm not going to get attacked. I'm not going to die. There's nothing that can happen.
They're just waiting.
If I need to turn the game off in the middle because I have to leave, it's okay. It's going to boot me right back up there. This game is amazing.
Amazing.
I like and I don't like how they don't explain a lot in the beginning, which is nice. They don't hold your hand, but it just means you kind of have to play it and give it a chance, right? I could definitely see people start this game and get frustrated. I mean, luckily I've had you and I know a little bit about the game, and there's people in our community playing it, so we can kind of talk to each other. But it can be a little overwhelming if you don't know it. There's a lot of different play styles. There's a lot of strategy built into a small little area.
A lot of strategy.
A lot.
Yeah.
But if you never played Into the Breach, it's simple, right? It's this, there's this grid. It's probably not even that big. It might be 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, maybe a little bigger, around there. You get these 3 little Mets, these little robot guys, and they all have different little attacks, different ways to do it. And you have these, I guess you could call them energy towers. I mean, in simple terms, the way to explain the game. And you can't let your energy deplete, and these monsters are trying to attack the energy towers, and you can stop them by several ways. You can kill them. You can stand in front of them, right? You can push them to another square. There's tons of different strategies to do, and the idea is you need to survive 5 turns, right? Yep. And there's different little bonus objectives each game. It's a lot of fun. It's great. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I don't know how you put 200 hours into that game, whatever the hell you put into it. But
I haven't put not 200 hours into that game. I think I'm at about 80. I'd have to say 60 to 80.
I can see that for being how far you are.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. It's a great little couch game if you're looking for something to play that just you can put down super easily. Watch TV with the wife or something. And I mean, I've only scratched the surface. I probably played 6 hours, maybe.
Yep,
around there. Maybe I haven't beat the game, but I made it to the final island 3 times.
Do you go there after 2 islands, or
I've been going there after 2.
Okay.
Now, do you think that hurts you or helps you?
It's doable. Should
I be going for the 3rd island though?
I think the first time I beat it, it was like after 2. Yeah, some games reward you for playing longer and getting more power-ups.
And this one does a little bit.
It does. I think you want to be more efficient about getting the power-ups early. I don't think lengthening it is the real strategy. I mean, there's reasons to do 3 and 4 island runs, but there are some, like on the islands, there's some of those zones where you will be awarded with a core. It's not super common. Usually you get the stars, which is like a currency, or the bolts that refill your health. But you can get those cores, and you should always try to go for the cores. I used to not do that, but always try to go for the cores because they'll not only give you that core, but they'll give it to you immediately, and you can immediately upgrade your mech. Usually you have to go through the whole island, and then once you beat the final piece of it, you can then spend your currency, and you can sometimes buy the cores. Sometimes you'll get the cores if your mechs level up, but you want to try to get as many cores as possible.
What upgrades carry over from run to run? Are there any? I'm kind of confused on that.
It does get confusing because a lot of times you'll just die, but one pilot can carry over into your next run.
Okay.
And I think it'll carry over their experience. I don't know the exact rules of it, but you can get a more leveled up pilots, but you have 3 mechs.
Correct.
And you can only bring 1 pilot in. So like when you start a game, you choose your mech team and then you choose 1 pilot. And I didn't even know this until this week. You can choose which mech you put the pilot in. I didn't even know that. I just assumed it was like the captain mech.
The one that, like the one that punches. So,
right.
Well, for me, I mean, and that's the other cool part about the game is you have these 3 mechs to start with, but there's probably 40 mechs to unlock.
Well, I think there's 8 different teams of mechs. And the first team, what makes this game great is that the first team, I think, has the mech that like punches and pushes you back. And then there's a mech that just fires.
And a tank. Yep.
And
the other one throws like a bomb up in the air that pushes them to the sides.
Okay, yeah. And so those 3 are very physical attacking mechs. I think they're very natural for people to understand. Yeah. You're learning the movement, but at the same time, like, I get it. But then like the next team will be like, 1 mech can electrocute an enemy and then it'll chain through any enemies connected to them. Okay. And then 1 mech, all it does is just moves an enemy a square. It doesn't attack or anything. It just moves. And that's when it gets crazy because you're like, wait, they don't attack? You get so used to this mentality in all of these games of kill your enemies.
But it's not really,
there's so much value in moving the enemies. And right before we did the show, I was finishing off a run. And at the end, it was like, I could have had all my buildings destroyed. And I merely just stood in front of an enemy that was shooting because the key to this game is all the enemies telegraph what they're going to do. So you know what they're going to do when they start moving. So you get to do something. So if some guy's going to shoot forward, you could just shove them a square. They're still going to shoot forward. But maybe now they're going to hit their friend. But sometimes you can just stand in front of them. Take the damage. Stand in front of them.
And that's an interesting gameplay, too, when you can have the enemies hitting each other. I mean, it's really like a game of chess where you're really trying to plan it out more than just one attack at a time. Well, if I attack this guy and push him to the right, and then I can use my other mech to attack that square, there's a lot of thinking ahead. It's a lot of fun. I've only really breached the surface, dare I say.
Every time you play, you learn a little kind of new technique, something that you didn't think of. Like, did you realize, like, when the mechs get destroyed, you will, if you finish that piece of the island, you'll get the mech back, but the pilot's dead.
Okay, I guess I didn't notice that yet.
Right, so you will either have a pilotless mech, or you can actually earn pilots as you go in the pods.
The only point of a pilot in a mech is you get maybe an extra buff or 2. You might get more experience, you might get extra health, you might get something.
Yeah, every pilot has their own like special technique, and you'll unlock more. You probably only have a couple.
I think I have 3 or 2.
Yeah, and
how do you unlock them? Because sometimes you find them in those capsules. Is once you unlock that, you automatically get them?
I think a lot of them get unlocked just by finding them in the capsules. I think you can use the coins that you get for doing certain achievements. You can use to buy mechs, and I think maybe pilots.
Oh, or maybe a
Um,
pilot comes with a mech or something. Okay.
Yeah, but you'll earn them over time. My favorite one is the guy who can do 2 resets of a turn.
Oh,
He's a
I
really
have
good
him.
beginner one. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good beginner one because you're gonna do some moves and then you can't really reverse your moves.
No, you can't.
And so I still use him even after all these hours. It's beneficial to make a turn.
I just found an
and figure it
interesting
out.
strategy where you can move your mech to a square and leave them there. Don't attack.
Right.
Move, go to a different mech, do your turn, and then go back to the other mech. And now you can't move them, but you can now fire
Yes.
or you can punch. And it's like, oh my God, that blew my mind. It's like, that's a whole nother game strategy now.
Exactly.
Because you might need that mech to move out of the way. You know,
Right,
and
you
then
move him out of the way, and then you'll push a guy, and then you'll use that mech to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
There's so much to it. It's so fascinating. And you got me playing it again this weekend because I think it was on Tuesday. They're doing an update to this game. It's called Into the Breach Advanced Edition.
Mhm.
And there's going to be some new mechs and new weapons and things to do.
It's a great time to start playing.
I'm so excited. So I've been trying to see if I could finally 100% this game. And I've been going through and doing all the achievements for the mechs. Some of these I have tried before. They're crazy. Gain, 10 health. It's just stuff like that. And you start to figure it out. And I'm down to the end where I'm using, there's 2 mech armies, random mechs, which they just roll, basically present you with random ones. And then one where you can customize your own team. And that's really fun because you can pick your favorite, most powerful mechs and put them together. Because a lot of teams have a powerful mech and then they have a guy that just does a little tiny thing.
But there's no advantage or disadvantage of doing random versus a team, right? Oh, the teams are just trying to evenly distributed. They try to even them out.
I think the teams you pick,
Correct.
the random, they just roll 3 of them, but you can keep re-rolling. So
Okay.
I thought it would be hard with 3 random ones, but what I'll do is I have one mech that I love, the laser beam mech, and I just randomized to get the laser beam guy, and then I look to see who the other 2 are. And I've had some really powerful teams.
But why not just select the laser guy and 2 of your other favorites?
Well, because it's randomized. You can't pick them individually.
When you do customize, you can't just pick 3?
The customization, you can pick any 3. But when you're playing, you have to use a particular team. And then every team has 3 achievements you can do that are specific to that team.
Oh, so when you do a customized one, you don't have the achievements, you're saying?
The achievements are very general. So for example, mine is get 5 pods in a run, which I don't even know if it's possible. And then the one I did today was you can't cash in your stars. So you have to do the run.
You just go right to the end though, as fast as you can.
You do, but you really still have to power up the guys or you won't be strong enough. So you have to try to find those cores and you have to kill enemies. So what I'm kind of doing is instead of when you step on the ground and there's the hole and the enemy's going to come out on the next turn. Yep. But if you step on it, you'll take 1 damage, but you'll keep that enemy from coming out.
Correct.
What you really want to do as much as you can is let them come out and kill them because then you get experience points.
Okay.
So in this mode, I was basically let them all out and kill them. I had a pretty strong team. And then you'll level up and get cores because you can't cash in your
cores
stars
by leveling up. You're saying?
Right.
I got to learn some of this more.
You also use stars to buy secondary weapons, which can be really handy because sometimes you'll have a mech that has a very weak attack or a weak move, but you can get a second move that's a little bit different. Correct. And that can be very helpful. So you can't really do those.
Yeah. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a ton to it. It's the great.
I'm really enjoying it. We'll be I'll be talking about it again probably next week.
I will never stop talking about it. I can talk about what I've been playing. I'll try to be brief, but I played The Walking Dead Michonne. I bought the definitive edition of the Walking Dead series from Telltale day 1 when I got my PS5 because I enjoyed it on Game Pass. And I played through 2 seasons and I played through 1 DLC. And now this was another DLC. It's a 3-episode, about 4 hours long, that just features a totally separate story with Michonne. I can't say I loved it. I actually found the first episode pretty boring. It got a little bit better. Overall, I liked the other 2 seasons better. but I wanted to play this before I moved on to season 3. So yeah, I got that done. Excuse me, man. You can hear my COVID now. I finished up Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I mentioned last episode that I felt like there was so much great stuff they could have done with the story, and they really just didn't. Early on in the game, and you see it in the demo, it's revealed that Byleth is sort of the antagonist. So your character from 3 Houses is now the enemy in this game, which I think is a great concept. I just don't think it ever paid off. You just repeatedly fight Byleth randomly throughout the game. Oh, Byleth has appeared, and there's some storyline going on where she's like, why are you so powerful? And it feels like the storylines will connect because there's some similarities, but then in the end, it just sort of fizzled out. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because I played as the Black Eagles. It could be that this story really hits home with like Blue Lions or whatever. So I will play this game eventually with the other 2 houses and see if the storylines sort of converge. But for right now, I'm done. It was almost exactly 30 hours to play through as Black Eagles. Huh. The performance was a lot better than Age of Calamity, but the story in Age of Calamity was way, 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 way better. Mm-hmm. This was just a little bit much. So it was fine. I'd give it like a 7.5. I would play 3 Houses over this any day. Yeah. And then the other big game I've been playing a lot of, I'm now up to 200 hours, is the Sunbreak expansion for Monster Hunter Rise. It's so good. Drew, I wish you were still playing with this one.
I played it. It's a great game. I don't know. It's too repetitive, and it's very repetitive.
Yeah. It is a lot of the same. They did it. There's some little enhancements. There's definitely more stuff. I feel like I'm getting more points. I feel like I'm getting some cooler gear. That sort of stuff.
That. My problem is it's like you got to play online with people, and it's not like you're playing small spurts of online. They're long battles sometimes.
They can be long.
But I don't have the time to do like a 40-minute battle.
Yeah,
with people online. Strikers is fine. It's a 5-minute game, and then I can pause it and take a break.
Depends how many times you score, Drew.
Well, I like running the score up.
Yeah, and that's how I felt with Monster Hunter in the beginning. But it's a fun, relaxing game loop. You play a quest, you check it off, you move on, or you fight the same monster over and over and over and get their armor. I've really enjoyed Sunbreak. They got rid of the Rampage quests, which I never liked, but they added some single-player follower quests, which I think I like less because you have to play it solo, and they give you a bot to play with. But I don't understand why they're doing this. So I haven't done hardly any. I've done like 2. But it's been a blast. I've been playing with my friend Arthur. Been played with Mole today for a little bit. Played with Solo Something, Eston, PlayStation Dad. So just been playing all different things. We're kind of getting out of sync at times where it's like you go ahead of somebody and it's like I don't want to play the little quest, but as you get really far in, they say like, okay, you got to get to master rank 50. You have to get to master rank 70. So that's when it's like, you don't have to do a specific quest. You just have to level yourself up. Then you can go and you can play some quests you've done before that you might not be interested in because you're just trying to grind up. And that's where I am right now. I can play anything right now and just grind up. So still open to play with anybody. A lot of fun. And I still have plenty of fun playing with randos. Not talking to them or anything. You just go in, you play with some randos. Yeah. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. So yeah, I'm over the 200-hour mark. It's great. I'll be coming back to this game probably throughout the rest of the year as they put out new content. But loved it. What about you?
Into the Breach is where I've been really playing a little bit. Besides that, it's Strikers, especially during the season. So I'm over 80 hours already in Strikers. So yeah, I've been crushing it. Of course, Slay the Spire, still stuck on A20, but I have now over 200 hours in Slay the Spire.
Congratulations.
That's sickening.
I'm going to be curious to see if you like this or Into the Breach more by the end. Like right now, you probably like Slay the Spire more.
Slay the Spire, but yeah.
Give Breach some time. Yeah.
More my cup of tea. it's an easier game from a strategy point of view because it's a little bit more linear than Into the Breach is more like chess, which you love.
Yeah, we'll see. You need to get a little more success in Breach.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
think you're right. Once I understand the mechanics more, it might be different. Lego Star Wars, I think it's officially done now that I bought my son the Villains game. I guess that's good or bad, any way you look at it. And then lastly, Fall Guys. I bought the fucking Battle Pass.
Oh,
My kids, listen, I hate this fucking game. I hate it. I don't even enjoy it. I did get my first crown the other day. My kids begged me to play. They tried playing it, but like, it's hard for like a 5 and 8-year-old. My 8-year-old's not bad. She made it actually to a final round, but it's hard for them. So they like watching me play.
right.
And like they begged me, "Come on, Dad, let's play. That we got to unlock more stuff." And I'm like, I don't want to play. Like I don't. It's not fun.
Right.
And it does not perform well on the Switch. It
I heard there were some updates to it. Did you notice like some improvements
it's
at least?
laggy. It's just it doesn't perform well.
God, they need a Switch Pro, man.
I know. It just does not perform well, unfortunately.
Did you download the MLB The Show demo?
I did not try it.
I was going to download it, and then Kuzi sent a tweet with a video like saying, "Hey, you were interested in the performance?" And it was like super glitchy.
Oh,
and I'm like, I think I'm good. I might download it, but this is happening too much in Switch right now. It's falling behind.
It is. Even when it's on games like Fall Guys and Lego games, so you can tell a big difference. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, Strikers is great. I have zero issues with how smooth Strikers is, and it looks fantastic.
Well, it's built for Switch, yeah.
Yeah,
it looks great. So. Yeah. I'm going to jump into them.
Like I said, Strikers and Into the Breach is taking up all of my time until Xenoblade. So
look at us. We both have 200-hour games. We're both playing Into the Breach.
Good Strikers. Look at us.
Strikers. Yeah. I got to play more Strikers. I know.
You need to play more Strikers.
I find that like the seasons, like if we are ahead in our little mini league, and we're like always way ahead. I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to move up in the rankings. The games will mean more next time. But I told you Monster Hunter was going to interfere.
Yeah, but I agree. Like if it's competitive and there's a couple other clubs like battling with us in like third, second place, like
yes,
you'll get into it though, and you'll be on playing more. I know you will be.
I feel like the first time we are either going to fall, like the first time we fall behind and maybe go down in a division, I might just drop off as Strikers completely at that point. But we just keep winning our divisions and moving up. So, yeah,
we'll see.
Cool. Well, before we go, we have one last thing, and the topic du jour of this week. This was fascinating. Drew, did you listen to Justin's solo Nintendo Dads episode this past week?
I did.
So Justin, if you haven't heard it, I'm talking to them, not you. If you haven't heard it, Justin, I don't know if he ever intended to, but kind of got a little real about kind of being in a gaming rut and not having games that he really wanted to play. And it was kind of a fun episode. As it went on, Justin sort of was self-realizing that he really wasn't excited about any games and wasn't really playing anything. And he just kept coming back to it and back to it. And then I remember towards the end, he's like, all right, let's talk about what we've been playing. And I was like, oh, yeah, this will be great. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm really not playing anything. But I wanted to talk about it because I've had gaming ruts. I assume you have too. I have had gaming ruts.
Yeah, we all have. And I think one of Justin's problems is I've been in these shoes is you get into games, right? And Strikers will do this to me. Strikers will do it to anybody. You get into games that you're playing online, and I know Justin likes to play, Overwatch and Apex Legends and Fortnite and those games. You get into those games and you do it for so long, it's the same thing over and over and over again. It's like your mind gets and your body gets used to that's video gaming. And I think it's then hard to go try other games. I truly do, because you feel so like, oh, let me go play Strikers. But then you're like, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to beat my battle pass if I keep like you feel so committed to doing the same thing over and I mean I played paladins for a long time.
Yep.
It sucks you into that environment. It's like it's not even gaming. It's just you're going through the motions, right? And then it gets you like this isn't even fun anymore, but I have to do it. And I think that's what happens to people, because he was even going into this talking about like, well, I'm not excited for Splatoon, and I'm not excited for Xenoblade, and I'm not excited for that, and I'm not excited for anything. But I think it's just because you're in that routine of playing the same games over and over again, and it sucks you in, right? And that's what, unfortunately, I kind of hate about a lot of those games, right? With the battle passes and stuff too, that it's addicting to do the unlockables, but at the same time, it's just going through the motions, right? In a weird way.
You're kind of boiling the frog, right? You are having a lot of fun with that loop, right? The games that have that addictive loop. And it happened with me with Fall Guys when I originally was playing it on PlayStation. That like, oh, I'm having fun. I'm in making a couple levels. I'm making progress. Oh, I've lost, but I got points. Oh, I got a new outfit. Let's go race with that outfit. And it's that addictive loop that keeps feeding on itself. But at some point along the way, that loop is beginning to have diminishing returns. It's like a drug habit, right? And now you need something a little bit harder, but you don't realize it. So you're playing it, and you're not as happy as you used to be, but you still feel compelled to play because you've been doing it for so long. And that's what happened to people who play World of Warcraft, right? Like
you put money into it. You've put hours. Yeah, you're right. You have all these. I mean, MMOs are a great example, right? Like
you did that.
Matt's level with Matt's armor. Like I need to show it off now. Like I worked hard to get this. I want to show it off to the world. And
it's like,
you're right.
It's like your child. How do you walk away from your character that's like level 280? I feel like if we got really, really far into Diablo, that could have been us. We could have been still playing Diablo 3 today, trying to get a higher Paragon level. And I think that's what happened. So, but I've totally been in gaming ruts where you want to dive into a world that you love, but you're just not, there's just nothing there that's like attractive to you. But I took a look at, because I have some ideas for Justin, and I took a look at his Nintendo Switch profile. And if you take a look, it's kind of a fascinating look. This is in order of the most recent game he's played, all the way down to the least recent. And it reads like this. Fortnite, 740 hours.
Oh my God.
Wow. Apex Legends, 195 hours. Fall Guys, 4 hours or more. So immediately the first three are these kind of battle pass games. All of these have passes, right? Then you got Portal, first played 10 days ago. I don't know what his hours are in that one right now. And then Super Animal Royale, 1 hour or more. Kind of seeing here that Justin is like really digging bottom of the barrel for these games that do seasons, multiplayer, shooter, that sort of thing. Yeah. Then he's got Ninja Turtles, 2 hours. Live Alive demo, 1 hour. Overwatch, 100 hours.
Oh.
Cuphead, 4 hours. Roller Champions, which is the game that he like rage quit. But again, that's a game, a seasonal pass game. Played for a little while. That means you played one time. Mario Strikers, 1 hour. Justin. Neon White, played for a little while. Plants vs. Zombies, 5 hours. Switch Sports, 5 hours. Animal Crossing, 110 hours. Sonic Mania, a little while. Super Mario World, 5 hours. Tricky Towers, 4 hours. ARMS, 50 hours. And that's it. But you can clearly see, Drew, the games that Justin likes.
I think you feel compelled, right? Once you start playing these games, let me try the other ones like that, like the Super Animal Royale. Like, let me. But it's honestly the opposite. You don't want to start committing to another one of those.
Right.
It's tricky. And I get it too, right? So the summer is also a tricky time because your family wants to do stuff, and you said, well, I don't want to start a new game. If I only have an hour to play this weekend, so I have 3 cookouts to go to, I'll just jump in Fortnite. That's easy. I don't have to start anything new. It's like that with a lot of games. Like, I'm super excited for Xenoblade, but the first 3 hours of Xenoblade is going to be cutscenes and videos and stuff like.
Yeah. Like I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm most excited for being 20 hours into Xenoblade, as weird as that sounds. Because then you know everything. You have the groove going, and you're just cruising, doing quests and stuff. Like it's hard to start a game and get to that point. So
Right.
when you're already at that point, it's like, oh, I'll just go back and play that. We've all been there. I've jumped in and played Paladins earlier this year, and I think, late winter. It's just like, it's comfort food. It's easy. I can jump back in and play it.
Is that really where the rut comes from? Because the rut is, I want to get into this game, but it's going to be too long. I remember before I played Persona 5, which is a game I was really interested in playing, I kind of just didn't want to play it because it's like, oh, if I start that game, it's going to be 100 hours. And then it's like, I didn't want to start it until I did. But like with Justin, I think with Justin, his rut is that he doesn't realize that his gaming tastes have changed. That maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, he liked playing a Donkey Kong game, a Mario game, that sort of thing. But ever since Fortnite came on Switch, I think all of his gaming has changed.
Agreed.
And remember, he spent like a year or two talking about Apex Legends coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Before it finally came out. And now, and then the third game he plays the most, right, is Overwatch. And he's excited. One of the few games he said he was excited about was Overwatch 2. Justin, I think your gaming tastes have changed and you're just not acknowledging that they've changed. You are having tons of fun playing 1,100 hours of Fortnite and Apex and Overwatch. But you think you're in a gaming rut because you have a bunch of other games you haven't played. But I'm looking at the list and I don't see a single player game that you've played more than 5 hours. And that, to me, that tells me that those are just not the games that you want to play. You talked about Mario & Rabbids 2, being excited about that one. But did you finish the first one? And I would love to know, like, are you really going to play 2? Or are you going to stick to, Fortnite and all that? So I feel like I don't think you're in the gaming rut you think you are. I think you're just playing, you like these other kinds of games now. And that's it.
Well, I think you nailed it, right? And I think there's also that expectation you have for two things. One, as a huge Nintendo fan, you feel like you have to play all of Nintendo's first-party games, and you're expected to like them, right? You're expected to like Strikers and buy it because you're a Nintendo fan. I think that's the first problem. And to your point, if you don't, it's okay, right? And then I think there's the other obligation you feel as a podcaster. People call them influencers, whatever you want. You're getting codes from other companies, things like that. You feel like, well, I owe it to the people to talk about this broad range of games, and you don't have to, right? If your specialty is Fortnite, Overwatch, and Apex Legends, I guarantee you there's thousands of people out there that want to listen to maybe you if you have the best advice. If you have over 1,000 hours in those games, start a Fortnite podcast. You probably have a lot of expertise on it.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find your audience. And to your point, if your gut changed and the way you play games changed, that's okay.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about what you want. Talk about what you're passionate about. That gets you excited. So now what you said goes from a gaming rut to like, no, you're right. It's just I'm gonna talk about all these games that I enjoy playing that I do play.
Right.
You don't have to talk about Mario Strikers if you don't like it. That's fine.
That's
There's
exactly
plenty of other people like me that will talk about it.
And he had a lot of guilt about that too. He also talked about having a huge backlog of games to play. And it's funny because it's like, but you're not playing those games. Maybe because those aren't the games you want to play. Because I've had that happen to me where I have this big backlog and it becomes so overwhelming because this backlog is so huge. But you're not playing the games in the backlog. It's gotten so big. That's when you have to go, the games on my backlog are not the ones I want to play. Take them off your backlog. Like, don't play them. I
think we often do that. You hear a lot of times, like, I have this backlog, I need to play it. Listen, if you didn't play it by now, you probably didn't want to.
You didn't want to.
You didn't. So just delete it from your backlog.
Right.
Don't play it.
Don't worry.
It's fine.
About it.
You can't play every game that comes out. You can't.
You cannot. And you just got to play what you naturally want to play. And if that's Fortnite, play Fortnite.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I've told this story a bunch of times, but I had a friend named Mobat, and he was a big Nintendo guy, and the Wii came out, and he played Twilight Princess with the motion controls. Is that right? No, or was it? No, it was Twilight Princess. And yeah, it wasn't Skyward Sword yet. It was Twilight Princess. It was a launch day title for the Wii. He played it. He didn't like the motion controls. So he went and bought the GameCube version, and they flipped the screen or whatever, and then he didn't like that. And then he just went to the Xbox 360 and he just never really played Nintendo again. He got addicted to the achievement system and he would like rent games and he'd rent kids games and then get the 1,000 game points and all that. And he was just lost in the Xbox ecosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I was like, your tastes have changed. That's what happened.
That's fine.
You've moved on from Nintendo games. You're locked into this system. And I was disappointed that he kind of left the Nintendo stuff because we sort of bonded on Nintendo and we've drifted apart. But at the same end, he recognized how his gaming tastes were changing and he just adopted it and said, this is who I am now. And I think it can like open you up to maybe you need this realization. I mean, if they ever put out a Donkey Kong Country game and then he doesn't play that, that's when we know there's a problem, right?
Yeah, and like I said, it's okay for your stuff to change. And I mean, hell, they could put out a, the Star Wars Hunters games, and maybe I becomes obsessed with that game when it comes out, and now it's like Paladins, and I'm playing 150 hours, and before I know it, I don't play. Other games that are supposed to come out like Splatoon 3 because I'm so addicted to Star Wars Hunters. You don't know. It could happen. It's and
then we'll guilt you for not playing Strikers. You're like, no, we were just about to win.
Feel guilty, right? I mean, right. I don't own Splatoon 2. I never played it.
I still can't believe that. But
yeah. I loved Splatoon 1. It's just the way it fell. I must have been probably playing Paladins. It's like something else, and it's just I missed it, and that's okay.
Right.
I think we often feel guilty for not playing games, and we shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Focus on what you do play, and don't make it feel like an anchor weighing you down. But just recognize it, and you'll be fine.
Good,
cool. All right,
good chat.
That's good.
Well, John,
that's your hug for Justin right there. There you go. It's gonna be okay, buddy.
What are we coming up the next few weeks?
I feel like it's been so long since you asked me.
I like asking you.
We got a bunch of little games coming out. Wayward Strand is coming out July 21st. This was a game on an indie world that I was really interested in. And I said, maybe by the time it comes out, there'll be something else to play or whatever, but it looks interesting. It's like that story-based game where you can sort of like you go through the time loops over and over again.
No, this shitty game.
I won't be able to play it right away because there's a lot coming out on the 19th, but Wayward Strand comes out July 21st. July 22nd, big one, Live Alive. You can play the demo right now. It'll continue into the game, but the full version comes out July 22nd, so it's just 5 days from now. That's a big one. Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. There's been a lot of these kind of games for Capcom. Yeah. I can't even keep track of what's in what. But they're pretty cool, especially if you like, Capcom arcade games. That comes out July 22nd as well. And then, Drew, the big one. Next time we do a show, the game will be here.
I can't believe it.
I will not have started it yet. I'm going to rely on you to have started this game.
Oh, yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It looks so freaking good. Comes out July 29th.
Can't wait.
I'm gonna start playing it the day after we record.
Did you pre-order it or anything like that yet?
No, I'm debating shipping it to myself, but I won't be home when it ships, so I might order it at a Best Buy and pick it up on the way home.
I gotta do something like that too. I wonder if I have to pre-order it if I go to like a Walmart or something. Probably not.
I mean, I would pre-order if you know you're gonna buy it. Just pre-order it online or whatever. Pre-order.
I want to pick it up though. I want to get it after work on the way home.
They all do pick up. You can do Best Buy, Target. I always do Best Buy, but order it, pick it up, and I can't wait.
I'll do that. Can't wait.
Can't wait. All right, it was a good show.
Good show.
There was so much to talk about today. That was a good one.
It did.
A lot of questions. Thank you everybody for all your questions. Thank you Nintendo for all the crazy surprise YouTube videos you've been posting. Thank you, Justin, for bearing your soul to us all. Thank you to the games for letting us play you. And thank you to me for trying to drag out this outro because Drew looks like he's about to fall asleep and he's being very impatient. Let me rehash everything we talked about on the show so far. All right, Drew.
Game of golf.
Fun as always. I loved your game of golf report.
Glad I could be here to help. Alrighty.
Good night, dads.
Good night.
Good night, Drew.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available, including iTunes, Castbox, Spotify, and Stitcher. Also, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. Pretty please. Be sure to join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in our Dads After Dark channels for some naughty After Dark talk. Follow us on Twitter at NDadsAfterDark or email us at dadsafterdarkshow@gmail.com. And a big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's music. You rock. That's all for tonight. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.